All right, shalom everybody. I hope I am heard. Peace of the Lord to all of you. Today our topic about Prophet Muhammad and one of his stories of his journey to heaven. If there is any Muslim would like to join us, feel free. We would like to talk about this topic if Muslims like to share with us. Myself, I'm so interested to go to the sky. But for now, I have to figure out how to do it. Let us see. For some reason, this thing is showing me something different. All right. All right, we have somebody on the stage, Islamic PEX. Are you there? Are you a Muslim, my friend? Mr. Islamic, are you a Muslim?
Yo, can you hear me?
I do hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, I was muted. I wasn't able to be unmuted. Yeah, I'm Muslim.
All right. So what do you think about the journey of your prophet to heaven?
I think it was a very miraculous event in which occurred.
Where in the Quran it says that he went to heaven?
There's nowhere in the Quran qat'iyan, but we have allusion to it. Surah Al-Isra, the first ayah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asra bi'abdihi, obviously. But the whole, the details and everything comes from the athar, from the ahadith, obviously.
But isn't it strange that such an event is not exist in the Quran? I mean, how?
No, it's not really, not strange, no.
Why?
I don't, how is it strange? You need to tell me how. You made the positive claim.
I mean, this is the
Or
most
you're asserting
important.
it.
The most important things can be happening to any human being is to go to heaven, and now we don't find it in the
Okay.
Quran. How come we have all the miracles of many prophets, which is not even necessary to speak about them, like the miracle of the camel, in the Quran. I mean, who knows even who is this person? But the miracle of Muhammad, which about going to heaven, and then he is going in his way
Mm-hmm.
back to Jerusalem, and he prayed to, behind him all the messenger of God, 124,000 prophet. Shouldn't that be in the Quran?
No, it doesn't have to be. I believe the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ where he speaks about revelation from God. I believe that this is going to be equal to the Quran because the Nabi ﷺ لا ينطق عن الهوى, right? He does not speak of his own desire. So something doesn't need to be in the Quran, no matter how mighty it is. It's not going to be a foundation of Islam. You must believe it, yeah, and that's in the hadith. So we believe it because it's in the hadith.
All
It
right.
doesn't have to be in the Quran. Why does it have to be in the Quran?
But the hadith, according to Muslims, is full of corruption and fairy tale stories. And you Muslims, when we show you a
Sir,
hadith,
Christian Prince. We know what's Sahih and what's Da'if of the hadith.
do you have
So
do you
let's
have
not do
a
this.
do you have a Sahih hadith about this story?
It depends what part. Some of them are weak.
See, you just
What do you
mentioned
mean, Steve?
you just mentioned to me, says CP,
Not all of them are Da'if. Some of them are Da'if. Not all of them.
okay. I just said to you, can you give me the strong one?
Yeah, like I can give you a strong one. Like for example,
Uh-huh.
the Prophet ﷺ when he rode the buraq, right?
Uh-huh.
Like that, for example, that's gonna be a hadith in
Uh-huh.
which we take, right? That's not Da'if. And it's an athar or a hadith, either one.
This
So
is
that's not Da'if.
this is
We
not
from that buraq
this is
was
not
ridden.
daif. Okay, can you describe for me the according to the Muslim hadith? It is kind of between a horse and a donkey,
And a
correct?
donkey.
Right.
Yeah, correct.
And it have wings.
Allahu alam.
Okay. Why even the hadith says when your prophet he tried to ride over this donkey, The donkey even refused to carry your prophet.
What's the problem?
What? Why he refused him? What happened to the
What? I
donkey?
don't know. I don't know what's the issue. I'm telling you, I'm giving you a Sahih hadith of the Isra wal Mi'raj. So
Oh,
there you go. I gave it to you. So not all of them are da'if. There's no argument anymore.
where do you give it to me? I don't see anything.
Okay, do you know, is the hadith Sahih or da'if of the Buraq? Tell me.
And I don't believe, I'm just being honest with you. I don't believe in the
La
story.
la la la. Answer my question. Answer my question. According to the scholars of Islam of Jarh Ta'dil, is this hadith Sahih?
According to the Muslims, depend which Muslims. Are you Muslim Sunni?
It doesn't. Of course, I'm Sunni. Now answer the
Which
question.
are you Sufi? Are you what? Because every Muslim
It
have.
doesn't matter if it doesn't matter if I'm Sufi, Maturidi. It doesn't matter, my friend. Because why? Because the
Uh,
Sufiyya, the Maturidiyya,
uh,
the Salafiyya. I'm Salafi.
no, but
It's
my
Athari, by the way.
experience with
It
Muslim
doesn't matter.
Sunni, in many branches, each one of them he have his own stories and what he be accept, what he refuse. Like if you watch my video just yesterday, you will see all the Muslim Sunni they call me. Even some of them he start insulting the books of hadith, calling it like like I don't want to use the word. So this is why I'm asking you, because you are saying to me, I accept. All right, that's good. So can you give me a hadith which can confirm that the story 100% in your belief it happened?
Whoa, hold on one second. You want one hadith
Uh,
that covers everything that happened of Isra wal Mi'raj?
yeah.
Why are you being a silly donut? The one hadith is not going to cover the whole event, sir.
So why even the story is not in one place? I mean, so like
It's because it's a very large story, sir. It's not going to be in one
why it's a larger
hadith.
story? No, you can tell it in 2 minutes. The prophet
It's
he
a
went.
large story to be. Why does it need to be in one hadith? It could be scattered across many ahadith. We affirm that there are sahih ahadith of the Isra Mi'raj. There's also ahadith in which are mawdu', fabricated, right? We affirm that, and we understand we know that jarh and ta'dil,
Uh-huh.
with the utilization of that, we come to what's sahih and what's da'if. So you don't actually have an argument, correct, princess?
You want to call me princess? You want to insult me? I can insult your prophet.
No, no, no. I didn't insult your Jesus Christ. I just insulted you. So insult me, don't insult my
Okay, you
prophet.
insult me, I will insult you. Did I insult him, guys? I'm
Well,
speaking to him nicely.
no, no, I'm just saying, like, you are a princess. You have no
Okay, you
argument,
want to talk
personally.
about, okay, we talk about Sahih Hadith then. As long you mention
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
princess.
No, no,
Did,
I personally, I just think
did
you're a
your
princess.
prophet in Sahih Hadith
Yeah, yeah, you don't have an argument.
receive Quran wearing his wife clothing?
You don't have an argument. Do you
Is
have an
that true?
argument
You
or
call me
no?
princess. You call me princess. Is it
You are a
true?
princess.
Okay.
Yes, we all know you're a princess.
We
You have
will
no
see who is the
argument.
princess. Your prophet.
You don't, you
Did,
don't have, you don't have any argument against the
did your
religion.
did your prophet
You
kiss
just, you
men
just insult the religion.
and men kiss
Hey,
him
listen,
and
listen,
see
listen,
now you
princess.
change
Listen, listen,
topic.
listen,
Now you
listen,
change
listen, listen,
topic. See,
listen,
you
listen,
insulted
princess.
me.
Are
You
you
don't
gonna
want to talk
answer
about it
or
no
are you gonna
more.
answer?
I
Are you
can
gonna provide an argument or no?
I can prove to you that your prophet is a
Are
gay.
you gonna are you gonna
I
provide an
have from the
argument or
Sahih
no?
Hadith that your
Are you gonna
prophet.
provide an argument? Are you gonna provide
I
an
have
argument?
from the Sahih Hadith your
Hey,
prophet is a
hey,
gay.
hey, princess, are you gonna provide an argument? Are you
So
gonna provide an
is it
argument?
true? I have me
Are you gonna provide an
myself,
argument?
the one you call
Are
me
you gonna provide an
princess, that
argument?
I have proves that your prophet
Princess,
is a gay.
princess,
Who?
princess. No, no, you're
See,
gay.
guys.
You're gay,
See.
actually. So can you provide the
Okay,
evidence
listen.
for the argument?
I
Can
never
you can you give
I
me the
never
argument?
allow a man to
Can you
kiss
give me
me
the
down my
argument?
belly.
Can you give me the
Who kissed who down his belly? Me or Prophet Muhammad? Hear it? He run. Coward. You open the topic talking about princess. You're a prophet, he put makeup, you potato. You're a prophet, he put eyeliner. You're a prophet, he do sugar for his body, to shave his body from here. Your body never received Quran except in the clothing of his wife. And you want to call me princess? But the coward, the second I said, okay, you want to talk this way? Let me show you the reference. I have all the strong hadith. You run away. Princess, huh? Coward. The princess is your prophet who ran away to Ethiopia, kissing, bending down in front of a Christian king asking for asylum. All of you are heroes. You go to Christian countries kissing the ass of the Christians asking for asylum. Princess, huh? Okay. Do you want to insult? You cannot handle it. If we go and see what his prophet, practice during his lifetime, we will see amazing stuff. This is your prophet. And let us show you how men used to kiss your prophet down his belly. And again, this is Sahih. Remember, you are the one who said you accept Sahih Hadith, right? So you cannot take it back. Abu Abdul Rahman, blah, 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 blah. Okay, Said was giving justing, and he was talking to people and making them laugh. And then the Prophet booked him. The Prophet booked him. The Prophet flirting with the man. Under his ribs, with the stick. He said, let me retaliation. He said, take retaliation. Muhammad is like it. Oh, sure, come on, let us do it together. Okay. He said, you are wearing a shirt, but I am not. Here we go. The Prophet is a hippie. He become topless in 2 seconds. It doesn't take the man more than a second to take off his clothes. Muhammad, he starts stripping. The Prophet then raised his shirt. What the heck? Right away? Like, is that a behavior of men? So I'm talking to a man. And then he says to me, and the man is not wearing something. Why he's not wearing something in the top? Like, is it this is Tarazan? Since when the Arab, they walk in the street wearing nothing? Obviously, they are sitting in a private room and they are naked. So the Prophet, he raised his shirt and the man embraced him and began to kiss his side. Why you want to call me princess, my friend? I was speaking to you nicely. You brought insult to your Prophet. Here we go. Who is the princess? Is it a Christian prince who said he never received an inspiration unless he is wearing his wife's clothing? Or it's your prophet? I don't know what to say. Princess, huh? Okay. So we go back to our story about Prophet Muhammad. I don't know what's happening with this thing. Guys, do you see in the screen the hadith I'm showing you, or you don't see it in YouTube and Rumble? Okay, you see it. All right. So let us see. As you heard, this story is not in the Quran. So the Muhammadan, they fabricated a story many centuries after Muhammad, who he kissed men and men kiss him down his belly. In fact, it says here inside of his body. This is false. Kashhahu is down to his, the bottom of his stomach. All right. Here we have a Muslim sheikh explaining to us what happened.
Night journey that took place, known as Al-Mi'raj, where the Prophet ﷺ was taken to the 7th heaven. Did this take place physically?
Yeah.
Or spiritually?
A good question.
Did it take place with his body and soul, or was it only with his soul? Akhi, the most authentic opinion is...
Guys, do you see? This is the miracle of Muhammad, the most authentic opinion. Do you know why they say that? Because Aisha, after the potato Muhammad, he claimed he went to heaven, they asked her, she didn't know what Muhammad was saying to people. He did not tell her, I'm going to tell them this. So they came to her and they said to her, Prophet Muhammad yesterday was with you at night or not? She said, he was all night next to me. But he just told them already that he went to 7th heaven and a mule came to his window and he knocked at the window and Jibril was with him. And he told them longest story about how he fly to the 7th heaven. And then in his way back, he stopped in Jerusalem and 124,000 prophets, including Jesus, pray behind him. And you know, the most funny part of the story, at that time, Jerusalem can fit for like maybe maybe 10,000 people, you know, like inside the walls. Each prophet who came to Jerusalem, he came with a flying donkey. 124,000 prophets. That means we will have outside what the Muslim call Al-Aqsa, which is nothing but a temple of Solomon, 124,000 donkeys. I mean, can you imagine 124,000 donkeys outside the, you know, true story, true story. Princess, princess. Princess, we know you are princess. So, brother, there is different opinion. If there is anything, Islam is not about different opinion.
Soul, or was it only with his soul? Akhi, the most authentic opinion
The most.
is that this particular journey, the night journey, which Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned in chapter 17.
Liar, liar. Nowhere in chapter 17 it says that Allah took Muhammad. We just asked the Abdul before you. We asked him, did Allah anywhere? He said that. He said no. No. Fabricator. Potatoes.
Surah Al-Isra, Subhanalladhi asra bi'abdihi laylan.
That was about Musa, your potato. And we can prove it in 2 seconds. Chapter 17, verse number 1. Remember, all of you, when a Muslim, he mentioned to you Muhammad, this is about Muhammad, ask him where in the chapter say this is Muhammad. Right away, the Abdul, he will start making poo-poo. He will say there's a hadith says. But we know that this cannot be true, because the hadith is written hundreds of years after, and the Quran confirm actually that this is Musa's. Musa did not go to heaven. What the stupid Quran talking about, as you see in the screen, look what Muslims they add to the translation. Tafsir al-Qurtubi, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, etc. This is all as a fiction, is not true. You change the translator, you will see half of those words will disappear. Look how it does a shrink. You see how the shrinky religion of Islam, we just change the translator, everything is gone. Glory to be to him who carried his servant. Who is the servant? Read the verse after it, you will know. It's Musa's. It is Musa's. If we take the word Asra, Asra, which means he let go, he let him go from place to place, not carried. If we take that word here, you will see again that this story appears speaking about Moses. This is the verse we showed you. And then we will see the same verse appear again in chapter 28, verse number 29, speaking about Moses leaving from Sinai. Sorry, this is when he met with supposedly with God, using the same word. All right, but let's go to the real place. You will see here. I'm showing you all the words mentioned. Chapter 44, verse number 23. It says, depart with my slaves, my servants. Who is talking? Allah said to Moses, depart with my servants. Who are the servants? Supposedly the Jews. So this is the word Asra. فَأَسْرِ بِعِبَادِي لَيْلًا. You see, it says at night. The same as that chapter saying that it happened at night. Depart. What translation we are reading here? Hilary Khan. All right. Just to show you how even the same translators, they play games. All right. It says here, who took his slave for a journey. No. It's the same word. Asra. The same. Depart. So supposedly Muhammad copying a story from the Jews saying that Allah, he told Moses to depart from Egypt and cross the sea. All right? Have nothing to do with Muhammad. The whole story is not about Muhammad. Muslims are fabricators. Chapter 20, verse number 77. And we inspired Moses. Again, the word Asra here. You see it? Do you see it? We inspired him to go through the sea. Chapter 26, verse number 52. The same. Exactly the same. We inspired Moses saying, depart by night. You see, all of them, they are saying the same thing. By night, by night, by night. The same word, the same sentence, it's about Moses. Nowhere it mentioned that this is about Muhammad. You know, I remember I was, I think, I don't know which year I was in university studying law. And the sheikh who was teaching us something, it's called Usul al-Fiqh. He's an idiot. His beard is full of lice. He keeps scratching it every 2 seconds because he never take a shower. I told him, based on my study, this is not about anyone except Muhammad, except Moses. He said, what you are saying is a kufr. He refused to debate me about it. He refused to discuss it. He just said to me, this is kufr. I cannot talk about kufr, you know, potato. And then when I explained to many of students like me in my age, Muslims, they agree. It's obvious it's about Moses. It's not about Muhammad. No, there's no way a miracle, such a miracle, go into heaven. And where it says go to heaven, in fact, nowhere it says go into heaven. Look, it says he took him to Jerusalem. According to the story, took him to, according to Muslims, according to the, took him to Jerusalem. But in fact, if you read carefully, you will see here it says, it took him from Al-Masjid al-Haram, the forbidden worshipping land, the forbidden land. Anyone remember where in the Bible, maybe you can help me, where in the Bible it says that when Moses came in Sinai to speak to God, he told him, I made, what the word in English? Like I made like a border in this land. Nobody should cross it. Otherwise he will perish. Anyone remember? I will give you some time to think about it. Where in the Bible it says that? That is the forbidden place of worship, place of bowing down, place of enter, like to be enter. That is, this is why it is forbidden. You cannot get in. If it's, you know, if we can get in, it's not forbidden, right? So when Moses went to enter, he told them, tell your priest, tell all your people not to pass this line, not to cross. Otherwise they will be perished. So what the Quran is speaking about, Muhammad is copying the story of the Jews. Muhammad the thief, as usual, copied the stories about Moses departing at night and meeting in the Mount of Sinai in the land where he spoke to God. All right? Yeah. Exactly. Thank you for the one who posted the. This is in Exodus 19, 21, 22. You can read all of it. You can read all the chapter. So if you go to Exodus, you will see how God warned Moses not to enter, not to pass this line. You know, sometime like I want to, you know what I can do. My English is limited. I hope it's okay with you. So when Moses told, when God told Moses, because simply they cannot go in, for if they go in, they will see God and they will die. So this is what the story was about. And right away, look, right away, you see, even in the chapter 17, right away, it mentioned what? Moses and Israel and the children of Israel. So even the verse they are saying this about Muhammad, right away you will see everything behind is about Israel. Do you see Israel? God, do you see the word Israel? Do you see Israel? Can you believe this stupid religion? Can you believe it? They cannot even understand their book. Which make me believe that Muslims have nothing to do with Islam. Muslims are people who follow but didn't know what follow. A bunch of idiots. They have no idea what their religion is about. Do we have any Abdul? Do we have any Muhammadan? Why Patreon in my screen appearing in that area? I was working in my... look, where is Patreon? Hold on. We need to change the location. What happened? What this color? I hate this program. Okay. Is it annoying? I don't know. Anyway, leave it for now. Do we have any Muhammadan? So the Prophet, Allah, he sent him, guys, do you like my AI image? What do you think? What do you think? This AI, I believe it's worth the money because it's helping me really, you know, to get images. You know, human being, even though we are adult, right? I mean, but still we are the same as kids at the end of the day, and we enjoy images. The reason we enjoy images because images make us understood. Like, and the image will stay in your head for long. An image will stay in your head for really long. Any Muhammadan? No, I'm not talented. You know, this is the AI. I don't think I'm the artist. I mean, this those software are really amazing, scary. I mean, you just tell it the idea. You have to just to give like a real details. You know, you have to be careful in the details you say. And I told the AI it have to be like half donkey, half horse, big ears, white donkey, Arab guy in the top of it, and the horse have two wings, colorful wings, etc. You have to give, but amazing. I mean, look at this picture. Yeah.
Yeah, hello, Christian Prince.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you a Muslim?
I'm half. Yeah, I'm half Mohammed and half Christian.
Half Muhammad and half what?
Half Mohammed and half Christian.
How that can be?
Well, my mom, she's Christian, and I have Mohammedan friends.
No, your mom, she is not a Christian.
Yeah, she's a Christian.
But so your mother, she married a Muslim, you're saying?
No. You're misunderstanding what I'm saying to you.
Well, I don't know.
I'm saying I'm half Mohammedan. My friends, the Mohammedans.
Okay.
I have Mohammedan friends, and my mom, she's Christian.
What your mom have to do with the topic? I don't know.
I'm saying I'm half Mohammedan because my friends are also they're Mohammedans. They worship Allah.
All right, my friend. Take care. So if your mother is a Christian and your friends are Muslims, that will make you half Muhammadan. I never heard of such a thing. You know, are we making salad? Like, you know, we put you between a bunch of guys and we mixed you together, so now you are half-half. What this is about? I never heard of such a thing before. That's new to me. If you want to talk to me, be sure to be mature and you know what you are saying. We are not kids here. Do we have any Muhammadan would like to join us? People in Discord, you cannot see the image about Muhammad flying. I feel sorry for you. You have to go either to Rumble or to YouTube. All right, it's beautiful. Will make you think to take a ride yourself. And the funny, I asked this Muslim, the first one who called me, why the donkey he refused to carry Muhammad. Have you ever heard of a donkey sent by Allah with two wings? And when Muhammad he tried to ride on him, the donkey, what they call it in English? What the word? Like when you have a horse, he, you know, like he refused to let him sit on him or something. What they call it in English? I'm not sure the word. So the donkey, you know, he don't want Muhammad to touch him. And then the angel Jibreel, he screamed at the donkey. He said to him, "Shame on you! Shame on you! Do you know who is this guy?" The donkey said, "Oh." He said, "This is a prophet of Allah, Muhammad, the best of mankind." And then the donkey, the second he heard that this is Muhammad, his ass is sweating. He started dropping sweat, and he is so ashamed of himself, of what he have done. I mean, obviously the story is true story. And then when they asked Aisha, was Muhammad in heaven or he was next to you? She said he was next to me all night. All right. Yared, go ahead, Yared.
Hello, Mr. CP. So I have a question about Jesus being God, if that's okay.
Why you want to change topic? You don't like to talk about your prophet flying?
Well, no, because that's not why I came up here. I came up here to ask you a question.
No, there is no. You can, but you have to. If you have a topic first, what do you think? Tell me first. What do you think about your prophet flying, and the top of a donkey, and the donkey refused to carry him?
Yeah, which hadith is this?
You never heard of it before?
I mean, I presume I've heard of it, but I mean, I need to know what hadith
Can
it is.
you like when you talk to me, please, if you don't mind? I have always difficulty. I told you before that I have difficulty to understand you, right? And I'm not making fun of you. You know, I told you because the whole, you know, you eat the word. You know, somehow you eat it. So, what do you know about your prophet about this topic? Before we continue.
Yeah. So so I don't know much about this topic, but I mean, I'd say I'd have to look into it.
No. What do you mean? What
I've never heard of it.
So you know nothing about it?
Not about the prophet, peace be upon him, riding a donkey. Never heard of it.
You never heard of Muhammad going to heaven in the top of a flying? No?
No.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Okay, open for me, chapter 17, verse number 1.
Of the Quran?
Yeah, in the Quran. Chapter 17,
Okay.
verse number 1. I have it in the screen if you like to read it, you know.
Yeah, it says, Glory be to the one who took his servant
Hmm.
by night from the sacred mosque to the farthest mosque, whose surroundings we have blessed, so that we may show him some of our signs. Indeed, he alone is all hearing, all seeing.
Hmm. What happened here? What do you understand from this verse?
Yeah, so from this I understand that that God took his servant Muhammad, of course.
Where it says Muhammad?
Well, who's the servant?
This is a good question. Who is the servant? Is it
Yeah,
enough to say? Is it enough to say praise with the one who took his servant? Shouldn't we know who is the servant? Have you ever heard of a story without telling us who is the traveler name? Who is the one who went in this at night?
well, yeah, we do know the servant though.
No, we don't. We don't. If the Quran never says so, and then somebody, few hundred years after, he start adding his own stories, are you going to take his stories? The Quran says it clearly. Servant. Who? Read the verse after it, you will know who. It says Moses.
Oh, what? Okay, my fault. Yeah, wait, no.
Hmm.
It makes a distinction between the servant and Moses because it says, "And we gave Moses." It doesn't say we gave the servant, and we
No,
gave
but this is
Moses the
about
script.
Moses. This is about Moses. Nowhere Muhammad mentioned. You will notice this is talking about Moses right away. Talking about Moses and the children of Israel.
So Moses went
You
to
see, I want you to focus with
a
me.
mosque.
I want to teach you something as a Muslim. And later you will thank me. For I'm giving you knowledge. Will take you maybe 100 years to learn. سبحان الذي أسرى بعبده ليلا. Who is, like it says, praise to the one who made his servant depart at night. All right? Do we have problem with this translation? No.
Would you ask?
بعبده ليلا. Praise to the one who let his servant depart at night. So we have three words: his servant, depart, and night. So when the occasion happened? At night, correct?
I mean, yeah.
All right. I'm going to copy this. You see my screen?
Oh yeah.
All right. I'm going to copy this part of the sentence, and I will take it, and I will open the same website again. I will type it. Look what I found. Chapter 44 and chapter 17, verse number 1, saying exactly the same sentence. أسرى بعبده ليلا فأسري بعبادي ليلا. Let us see who is this person. Chapter 44, verse number 33. This is Moses. Moses, he crossed the sea, and the army of Pharaoh coming after them.
Okay.
All right. So when the Muslim, they say, there's no screen. Oh, I don't know what happened with my, it should be there actually. Okay, I think this is what happened. Now it's going to work fine. All right, guys, you will see the screen now. So as you see, in chapter 44, it confirmed that this is about Moses. Well, not only this, we have it in many places. Chapter 26, verse number 52. We inspired Moses to depart asri bi ibadi. Do you see it? The same word. You see it? The same word.
Yeah.
At night. So it was at night, the night journey. You see, the night. So we have tons of evidence saying that this is about Moses. It's all over the Quran. How in the world? The same in chapter 20, verse number 77. You see it? Travel,
Yes, yes.
depart at night with my ibadi. Ibadi mean my servants. So all the Quran saying this is about the story of Moses. Yet the Muslims, 1 point I don't know how many billion, they say this is about Muhammad flying in the top of a donkey. How in the world Muslims think about the religion? Do they read? They don't. If the Muslims they do read, they will not be suffering from this delusion, because it's obvious what they are believing in is absolutely false. All those years nobody told them that this is wrong, you know, this is not true. Why? What do you think?
Yeah, I don't have like much to say on it, because yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of interesting.
All right. Well, I just taught you something very good. And then we have a story about, just to show you, and I don't know why you are a Muslim, but you are. According to your Muslim stories, that the donkey who came to carry Prophet Muhammad, uh, he don't want to carry Muhammad. Why? Do you have an idea why?
I'm not sure.
What you guess? Why a donkey sent by Allah? This donkey have two wings. His job is to carry Prophet. He is the limousine of Allah. Why he refused to carry Muhammad? I have different hadith says that Muhammad he smells so bad. Maybe because of that, or maybe because animals they can feel any evil. Look what it says here. And again, this is a Sahih hadith, as you see. Here it says Da'if. Here it says the Sahih. Here it says it's fine. Anas told that one night, on the night when the Prophet was taken up to heaven, Al-Buraq, and this is the name of the donkey. It's called Al-Buraq, coming from the word Barq, which means lighting. This is how fast he is. Was brought to him, bridled and saddled, but it proved refractory. I don't know what that means, but it should mean in Arabic. He refused to let Muhammad ride him. Is that correct? Is that correct? Yared, are you there? Did he leave or what happened? He left? All right. So the Prophet, he gonna ride the donkey, and the donkey said, no, no, over my dead body. So Jibreel said to him, idiot, idiot, is it to Muhammad you are doing this? Things is getting shitty. Imagine this donkey, he is refusing the most honorable man in the world to ride on him. And now Jibreel is scoring him. You idiot donkey. What are you doing? You are doing this to Muhammad? What? And then no one more honorable to Allah than him. Look. This poor donkey, he have no idea what he have done. But the second he heard this, the donkey started sweating his ass. Now all of us, we knew that the story must be true. Anyone have objection? How in the world this donkey, look at his behavior, enter history. Now all the Muslims, they speak about this donkey, his name, what he have done, how he refused the Prophet to, and now the donkey, he is so scared. He will not eat carrot for the coming week. Yeah, I should make a picture of that. But I don't know how I can make the donkey sweat in the AI. I will see. Do we have any Muhammadan? This is a religion, right? This is a religion? Continue. So there's two opinions.
Opinion is that this particular journey, physically or spiritually, did it take place with his body and soul, or was it only with his soul? Akhi, the most authentic opinion is that this particular journey, the night journey, which Allah Azza wa Jal mentioned in chapter 17, Surah Al-Isra, Subhana alladhi asra bi'abdihi laylan min al-masjid al-harami ila al-masjid al-aqsa. All praise and glory be to Allah Azza wa Jal, who has taken his servant from Mecca, the Masjid al-Haram, to al-Masjid al-Aqsa in Jerusalem, in Al-Quds. This took place physically and spiritually, by body and by soul. And the Prophet went there and he led all the prophets and messengers of Allah in prayer in Al-Masjid Al-Aqsa, whether this took place before the ascension to the heavens or after. There is a difference of opinion among scholars. Imam Ibn Kathir stated that the prayer leading the prophets took place after he came down from the heavens and not before. And this is why he says that whenever he went with Jibreel in the seventh heavens, every time he meets an angel or he meets a prophet and he says, who's this? He says, this is Muhammad. And they give salam to him and exchange salam. If he had led them in prayer...
Guys, imagine. The angels of God do not know who is this. So why they are angels? So the angels, they ask Jibreel, who is this guy with you? He says, this is Muhammad. In fact, if you read the story, the angels could not even recognize Jibreel himself. He is their boss. Jibreel, he spoke from behind the door. They said, who is behind the door? He says, Jibreel. Jibreel first said to them, open the door. Have you ever heard of angels they cannot see behind the door? We're talking about heaven. Nobody can go there anyway. What door? And the angel arrived to the heaven. Look at this face. Turtle. Let me make it run.
Earlier in Jerusalem, they would have recognized him. So,
brother, if he lead the prayer in Jerusalem, they would recognize him. No. The angel, they were not there, idiot. It was only a prophet, supposedly. 124,000 prophet only. Man.
Ibn Kathir says that this is an indication that leading the prayer took place after he came down from the heavens. And this is an issue of not of great importance, but it took place by the soul and the body. The Prophet ﷺ was ascended with his body and came back. Because if it were a vision, if it were a dream, we all have dreams.
Oh.
There's no great emphasis or a miracle to be considered. So this incident took place once in his life, body and soul. But later on, the Prophet told us about many visits that took place only with his soul, where he visited different places, where he's seen different things, and he reported that to us, whatever he saw in Jannah, whatever he saw in hellfire, in the torment of the graves, etc. All of this took place with his vision, not with his soul, and Allah Azza wa Jal knows best.
Knows best. Nice religion, nice religion. Yeah, I am going to convert very soon. Do we have any Abdul would like to join us? Anyone? Who is a Mohammedan would like to join us? We have many Mohammedan actually in Discord, but they don't want to come to the stage. Their mama, she said, no, don't talk to adult. They are not men enough to talk to us. All right? This is your religion? Flying donkey? And how the donkey is in the speed? You see, according to the Quran, it takes the angels 1,000 years to go up to the seventh heaven. Just 1,000 years. Just to go up. And 1,000 years to come back. How the donkey was able to come back that fast? Huh? Abdul? How the donkey was able to go up to heaven and come back in 8 hours? In fact, in less than 8 hours. Did you ask yourself? So the angel would take them thousands of years to go. Yet Muhammad was able to go and come back in a few hours. That is too much of a story. Must be true story. Must be the story made by Allah. There is no way that this story is not true. Me, myself, I'm so convinced that it is a truthful from the true God. I don't think anyone can deny that Muhammad, obviously, his life is full of miraculous miracles. Right? Any Muhammadan? No Muhammadan. Mayday, mayday. If you are a Muslim, you cannot imagine how much Allah would be so thankful for you if you stood now and defend your God. It's your duty. It's not the duty of anyone. You should do something. Stand against the kuffar, who they are asking questions about the most beautiful prophet in the world. He's so beautiful, especially when he put eyeliner. I'm sure if it was exist today, Kamala Harris will invite him to the White House with all LGBT community. Right? Ali Muhammadan. Nobody? I'm really so disappointed of the Muslims. I thought, this is what I thought. I don't know if I was wrong or right. I thought the Muslims would be lining up to talk to me, prove me wrong, get me busted, show everybody that Islam is amazing, and this guy is not telling the truth. But sadly, Muslims are not coming to help, which is not right. Very disappointed. Why? If I am you, I will be so interested to defend my prophet, especially his name is Muhammad, which means the praised one, which means God. I mean, the Muslim, they claim that Muhammad and Muslim, they worship one God. Right? That's what they claim. Yet, the same people, they say, their prophet name is Muhammad, which means God. Because Muhammad means the praised one. This is what Muhammad means. The praised one. So how Muhammad is a servant of God, but his name is God? Anyone? Nobody? Something fishy. All right, all right. You guys, Muslim, must be busy praying to Allah to give you answers. And the answers never come, even after 1,400 years. We have a person, his name is Zik. Hey Zik, you are a Muslim, Zik? Why you don't come and Zik with us? Let us Zik together instead of being a hero in the chat. Zik? Like you want to talk to Sarah, but you want to talk Christian Prince? First, let me warn you, those women are more dangerous. Trust me. I kick you out? You must be an idiot then. It's okay, I will give you another option. Try. Come to the mic now. Just come to the mic. Let's see. But I advise you, never mess with women. Two things you should stay away from them, Zik. IDF and women. This is my advice. However, I have an offer for you. If you debate me and you win, I will give you a free pager. Do you accept? We will deliver it to you in Gaza. What do you mean, what's that? You can go to Lebanon, you can get one too. We have a branch in Gaza, we have a branch in Lebanon, we have a branch in Iran, you know. Free lifetime service. You will not live long anyway. But just take the offer. Pages are old. No, in the time of war is the best. Because those, Jewish people, they are watching your phone. Your prophet, he blamed the Jews for everything. Even when his penis could not work, he blamed the Jews. Is it true that when your prophet penis did not work, he blamed the Jews? What is the connection between the Jews and his penis? I mean, how they scared even his penis, like Aisha, she sing for it, she blow air on it, you know, she gave him food, etc. Nothing working. All right, Zik is coming to the mic. That's good. Go ahead, Zik. We invited you. He did not come to the stage. Do we have any Muhammadan? Hmm? No one? I did not kick you out, you liar. I invited you. What a liar you are. I just invited you, and you say I kick you out? Let me invite you again. I kicked him out. True story. See, he's not coming. He is 16 years old. Forget about him then. I thought he's a man or something. Sorry, guys. I thought he's an adult or something. 16 years old. I will not even talk to him. Put into your show. Ask Zach part of your show. What does that mean? Zach, how old are you?
Hey, can you hear me?
How old are you?
Hello, can you hear me, Christian Prince?
I hear you. How old are you?
Okay, no, I thought I was speaking to you just then. I was trying to explain something, but then I
They
feel like you cut me off.
they are saying you are 16, but your sound doesn't sound 16.
Oh no, I don't care about them. You know what Sarah just said about my mother?
How old are you?
Wait, do you know what Sarah just said about my mother?
About your mother?
Yeah.
I don't know what she said about your mother, but tell me how old
very bad. Very bad. Very bad.
What she said? What she said? Tell me.
I don't know. If Sarah wants to jump on, it'll be good if you can bring her on so she can explain herself. Why would she say something like that?
I don't know.
She upset me now.
Okay, but we don't want to make it now a personal fight. How old?
No, it's not personal.
How old? How old are you? How old are you, Zach? How old are
you? Me, I'm 33.
33. What do you want to tell me about your religion?
I'm half. No, wait, look. I'm not half.
You are not what?
I'm not half.
You are not half?
Yes, I'm not half.
What does that mean? Are you a Muslim or not?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
No, I'm not a Muslim. I try to explain to you. I keep trying to explain to you that
all right, my friend. Yeah, okay, no problem. Oh boy, Lord have mercy. This is the same guy who came in the beginning. He says he's a half. He have friends. All right, I thought he's someone else. All right, Zach, just stay in the chat. Have fun. Do we have any Muhammadan would like to join us? Anyone? Anyone? Who is a Muslim would like to join us? Just to let you know, if you stood up and defend your prophet, you will go and receive extra reward in heaven. The women, like, let's say you are a normal Muslim. When you go to heaven, according to the hadith, your wife butt will be 1 mile only. But if you debate Christian Prince, do you know how big it's going to be? Maybe 70 times more. So imagine the difference just by coming to the stage to try to defend your God. Your wife butt will be 70 times bigger, which means 70 mile at least. Go, Seeker.
Hey, CB.
How are you?
I'm not a Muslim, but I was listening to your stream yesterday you had with one of the Muslims men.
Okay.
And there's one thing I wanted to ask, because usually I don't like when people lie. You had a debate with him regarding verse 443.
Okay.
And you told us Ibn Khatir was not referring to, it was the word touch. Let me see, lamastum. And you told me Ibn Khatir didn't say it in the tafsir, it's referring to sexual intercourse.
He told you or I told
But
you?
you told to him that
Okay.
Ibn Kathir is not saying that.
All right.
But I checked the tafsir.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, you can show it, bring it by yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I follow the whole topic. It was regarding to Leviticus 12. And you will keep changing the topic all the time. So for me, it's important to know because, you know, I've been following your channel for a long time. And I usually like to hear to you. But what happened yesterday, for me, it was more like you were dodging the topic and changing topics. Yeah, if
How
you
I
can.
just change the topic? Do you know what the word in Arabic says?
I follow the tafsir and it's
I know,
talking about
but
sexual intercourse.
what the word in Arabic says? It says lamastum in nisa. Lamastum, take it right now to the dictionary. It means touching women. Touch. Lamastum means touch. Nobody have intercourse by touching. Can you have intercourse by touching?
No, but you cannot only see it absolutely. You have to see the tafsir because you always refer to that.
No. You see, for me, okay. If now we can go to the tafsir right away in front of you, but the Muslim tafsir is made to defend the same as those people on YouTube. All those tafsir, like Ibn Kathir, he lived between Christians in Damascus, and he is trying his best to defend Islam. He is not explaining the Quran as much he is defending. So when the word touch become, as an example, if you right now, if you go and check the Shafi'i sect, can you check for me what it says for the Shafi'i?
You know, I'm through my phone, so I don't have my computer with me.
No, you can do that. I mean, come on. You said you want to check, and you are a person, you know. You will see that saying clearly. It says it clearly. It says it clearly that they believe, and this is one of the major Islamic sect in the whole world, saying it clearly. This is have nothing to do with intercourse. This is about touching women, because this is what the verse saying. Lamastum, touching women, not having sex with women. The Quran, all over the Quran, saying that the word sex is nikah. Do you see the word nikah there?
But Ibn Kathir, he also referred to, let me see, the verse 237. The word touch is used even there. And that is speaking about sexual intercourse.
All right. Let me show you. Let us see. All right.
No, the reason is why I'm not telling you you're lying, but what I'm trying to explain, what I find it yesterday, because
no, I did not go to Ibn Kathir. He said he refused Ibn Kathir. The guy, he said he refused Ibn Kathir, correct?
Yeah, but you told him before. You said that Ibn Kathir, it's telling you touch means only physical touch.
I was reading for him the one in front of me, not Ibn Kathir. I was reading for him as the Zamakhshari he gave me.
All
right. Now this is Ibn Kathir. I will put it for you on the screen. And this is Ibn Kathir in Arabic, not in English. I did not even read it. I just opened the website. I searched for it. I will put it in the screen. And this is the official government website of Saudi Arabia. All right.
I cannot see it in the Discord.
Hold on. You can see. I will show it with you. And I will show it in the...
before we go,
you see my screen now?
It's still loading. Okay, yeah, now I can see it.
Let's see. Lamastum. All right. The page is so long.
Usually when you, let me just put one point, because usually when you talk to other Muslims, you told them always, let's check the tafsir. Why a problem, like why in this case you didn't are showing the tafsir?
He refused, you know. He refused. It's not me.
No, but I can show you now. So we go to the tafsir.
All right.
So
here we go. This is the tafsir. All right. Look what Ibn Kathir says.
I cannot speak Arabic. Why can you show it from the QuranX.com? Because then it's in English.
Ibn Kathir in English is not the same as Ibn Kathir in Arabic. If you go to Ibn Kathir right now in English, how long the page? How many line?
It's not.
Will be maybe 15 line. Look how long this page. Let me show you. Do you see my screen? You see how long? Look.
Yes.
Is it the same size? Just for one verse in the Quran. Look. Do you see? What happened in Ibn Kathir English? Ibn Kathir English becomes so small. All of this. Look. This is just
so you mean QuranX.com, it's also lying when it comes to the
English. No, English Ibn Kathir have nothing to do with Arabic Ibn Kathir. All right?
All right.
English Ibn Kathir. All right. Here, look what Ibn Kathir is saying. According to Ibn Jarir, here it's mentioned in the page 10 times. So here he says, here discussing if we touch it during the travel, or that not about when we are traveling. So when we are going to the bathroom and doing traveling, and then we have to wash, and here you continue. It says here, أو لامستم النساء فلم تجدوا. Okay. Here it says, you know what, let me use the other browser, because in this browser I cannot translate. You don't know Arabic. Let me use the other one.
So at the time, so what you're telling me,
just give me a second. Just give me a second.
Of course.
All right. I will change the sharing with you to the other browser. All right. Now, people in YouTube, we switch here. All right. So here I can translate in this browser. Let me show you. And just to avoid, spending like 5 hours reading this page, it's long. So we will go search for the word.
All right. You can just show me. I just want to get a clarification there.
Yeah. Ibn Kathir is showing you exactly the same sentence in different verse. This is a chapter of Al-Ma'idah, chapter 5, verse number 6. It says here, if you are coming from bathroom, or let us say doing poo-poo, and you touch the women. Let me translate for you.
If
Do you see
have
translation?
Defecated or touched women.
Yeah.
All right. So if you touch women, then he is discussing if this is about when you are traveling or if you are not. Now, if you are traveling in the road, do you have sex with your wife?
No.
Okay. Especially we don't have cars, right? All right. And here he continue. وَإِنْكُمْ مَرْضَى أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ. If you are sick or you are traveling.
If you are sick or traveling.
So here he's discussing if this is about being traveling or you are not traveling. And then we continue. Here he show you 3 opinion of Imams. Abu Hanifa, wa Malik, wa Shafi'i. And here is saying that the one who is, he's not having intercourse, he finished after intercourse. He should not even enter, stay in the mosque. He should go and wash, or even do tayammum, which means put his hands in some sand, in case there is no
water.
No water. Exactly.
Staying in the.
All right. So you know this one. Then he continue. And he repeat again the same phrases. وَإِن كُنْتُم مَرْضَى أَوْ عَلَى سَفَرٍ. If you are traveling, if you are sick, or you are traveling, and you touch women.
Yeah, but the thing is, he explained it's not about the what touch.
No, he explained it is touch. No, he explains touch. No. Here we go. He explained.
If you are sick or on a journey, or one of you comes from defecating, or you have touched women and you do not find water, then perform tayammum on clean ground.
So, لَمَسْتُمْ النِّسَاء, the same phrase appear here in this, it's about when you are traveling, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So if we touch women and we are traveling, still the same, correct?
Can you show the explanation again?
Here we go.
In English, please.
I will translate the whole thing so you don't see I am like
No, I
missing
think
something.
it is better if you go in the QuranX.com. You know,
Actually,
that's in English. It's easier for me
actually,
to
hold on.
follow up.
Let's see if I can find you. What Quran.com?
QuranX.com, because there is all the tafsir in English, and that's.
My friend, what's wrong with you? I told you in English is not the same as in Arabic. If I open right now Ibn Kathir in English, I can do it right now in front of you. You will see that the English page have not. Okay, I will open Ibn Kathir. All right, the same
No, we
page,
can go there
same
because
exactly in English. You will see how massive the difference is. The shrink, they took the whole stories off. So when I say to you, we have to read in Arabic because simply, here we go, read with me carefully. وأما قوله أو لامستم النساء فقرأ لامستم ولمستم واختلف المفسرون والأئمة في معنى ذلك قولين. He said there is لامستم, the different reading, and لمستم. He is saying one opinion says it means intercourse.
Okay, then it's not wrong.
It's an opinion.
Because,
one opinion.
As for a saying, or you touched
course,
women,
but all of the
it was read, you touched
opinions,
and you
because,
touched.
The
commentators and imams differ regarding the meaning of that,
yeah,
with two opinions, one of them, that is a metaphor for intercourse.
Do you see? It says metaphor for intercourse. Metaphor. So the language doesn't say intercourse. Do we agree? All right. So now this is the first opinion. The second opinion, says no. If you touch women.
But there are plenty of hadiths where
read, my friend. This is Ibn Kathir. You said to me Ibn Kathir doesn't say that. Okay, just read with me. Read with me. I will translate for you.
Then Ibn Jarir said, others said, God meant by that every touch, whether with a hand or other human organs, and made ablution obligatory for everyone who touched with any part of his body, leading to it.
So who lied?
I didn't hear you anything.
Who lied? Did you see the translation? Do you see my screen or no?
I'm seeing your screen, but it's in Arabic. I can't read it.
I'm showing you the English translation. Guys, do you see the English translation?
It didn't come up. I mean, in Discord only.
In Discord doesn't show? Okay, go to YouTube. Go to YouTube, please. Go to YouTube. Somebody post YouTube for him. Hi guys, you don't see the screen. I don't know why. Hold on. People don't see the screen. Sorry. Oh boy. All right. So now people, they can see it. All right. Now people in YouTube, you can see it. Sorry, all this time you cannot see it. This is my fault. You can see it now, right? In YouTube? All right. Are you there now?
Yeah, I'm still here, but I cannot see it.
You don't see it on YouTube yet?
Not yet.
Let me do it again. I will go back to the page again. All right. It says here, and it is Sahih. From Ibn Abbas, from, saying the following. Read with me carefully.
Yeah, now I can see it. Yeah.
All right.
Continue.
Now I will translate.
It has been authenticated in more than one way, on the authority of Abdullah bin Abbas, that he said that. Then Ibn Jarir narrated it on the authority of some of the people from whom Ibn Abi Hatim narrated it. Then Ibn Jarir said, others said, God meant by that every touch, whether with a hand or other human organs, and made ablution obligatory for everyone who touched with any part of his body, leading to it.
So apologize for saying I was lying.
Okay, Yeah, I didn't say that you lied. I just
No,
wanted
you
to
said I
for
lied.
clarification.
No, you said I lied.
Yeah, I'm telling you, because when I checked the tafsir by myself on the Quran X,
Well,
then I find
this
it.
is not my business. If you are ignorant, this is your business.
No, that was I'm calling you and
No, my
asking
friend. You
because
see,
if
how many times
yeah,
I said that Ibn Kathir in Arabic have nothing to do with Ibn Kathir in English. If you open right now Ibn Kathir in English, you will see how short the page. Let me open Ibn Kathir in English in front of you, and then you will see right away there's a huge difference. So now here, look how long it is. This is chapter 4, verse number 43. I will go to Ibn Kathir in English in front of your eyes, and let us see, me and you measure together, how Ibn Kathir will have a diet and will lose 90% of its weight. This is why I say those who want to learn Islam from English translation, they learn nothing. This is why Muslims, they want to debate people like David Wood or Opposite Prophet, Logic, whatever their names, but not me. Look how small the page. This is Ibn Kathir in English. If we compare it, actually, where we will find here in the English page, you said you did read the Ibn Kathir, right?
Yeah.
Where we will find in Ibn Kathir what it says, what I just showed you. Can we find it?
Yeah, then you have to go to QuranX.com.
No, you see, it's the same book, my friend. This is the same book. You are reading translation of Ibn Kathir. There's only one translation. So whatever website you go, it's the same. It's the same. Doesn't matter. So how come you did read the whole page, but you could not find it here? You said you did read it, right?
Yeah, but I was not in this page.
So how come you did not? It's the same. You keep saying a different website. It's the same book, the same translation, one translator. One translation posted in every website. So why we can't find it here in Arabic? And this is Ibn Kathir. This is the official government website of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And this is the link. Let me give it to you. How come we could not find it in English, but we can find it in Arabic? 99% of the stories of Ibn Kathir is not in the English Quran. We cannot find them.
Okay, no, I accept. I apologize if I was wrong on that. So I'm not ashamed to accept it.
No
so that's what I'm here.
No, but my friend, the word lamastum, anyone who speaks Arabic, it means touch. As simple as that. Lamastum never meant sex. Touching anything. Touching your phone, touching your bed, touching your head. It is touch. So how touch can be sex? Muslims are a bunch of pervert. They switch things upside down, and every sect he try to justify stupidity. So now some sect, they say to themselves, well, how in the world, just for a touch, we are going to do ablution? That is mission impossible. So we have to upgrade it. We have to make it about sex. But the Quran says touch. The Quran, when it says sex, he will use different word. Jima', nikah, etc. Not touch. So when we say Ibn Kathir, and Ibn Kathir, by the way, he is nobody too. Like, let us say Ibn Kathir, he agree with them. Who care? Still the word in Arabic is touch. It is touch. It's not sex. You see? And here you notice, by the way, there is Ibn Kathir, he exposed something. Did you read that in English? I don't think so. He says here there is two reading, lamastum wa lamastum. Did you see that in the English?
Yeah.
You saw it?
I have the screenshot here. Yes. What I'm reading.
You saw lamastum and lamastum?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. But here lamastum, as if there's a different. Lamastum wa lamastum is the same. This is how stupid, And even this one, even this simple one, lamastum or lamastum, even this one, the scholars, they disagree about the meaning of this. So what the Muslim will agree about?
Or did you touch women? So it was read, you touched, and you touched.
Great. Yeah.
The
No, of
commentators
course.
and
Can you
imams
also just
disagreed about the meaning.
one
All
more
right.
point, because we had a talk yesterday. I told you I want to join Christianity. I'm looking for it. That's
All
the
right.
reason why I follow your streams. Can you answer, because I didn't follow the whole stream, but the question the person have when it comes to the Leviticus 12, did you answer him at the last? Because I don't think you explained for him.
Well, first of all, my friend, Muslims are a bunch of hypocrites. Their prophet, he says, if a child boy he pee on you, you sprinkle water. Sprinkle, you don't wash. But if a female, you have to wash. So Muhammad himself and Islam and all of religion of Islam make a difference between women and men when it's come to cleaning. For us, about what is written in the book of Leviticus, this was for the benefit of women. My understanding for that women, she take vacation for 7 days or for 14 days. People, they see it in a negative way. They say, well, it says for the boy 7, it says
7
for the
days.
girl 14. Huh?
Yeah.
All right. But in fact, if you look at it, you will see that the women now, because now she is considered any clean, the women, she have not to do any duty, any ritual duty, any responsibility, anything. Even her husband should not even get close to her. So what I understand from that when a woman, she have a girl, she is going to have a vacation for 2 weeks from any responsibility, because her girl need more care than the boy. This is how the Jews understood it. Same time, if a Muslim want to say to me, now for sure there's other explanation, but I'm not going to go by the Jewish explanation. I'm giving you my understanding. The Jewish explanation is totally different. They will give you about rituals, etc. They can be right, none of my business. But just to make it simple, for us as a Christians, we will never be ashamed of something in the Old Testament. We believe anything was for a good reason, and must be there's a good reason. It might be not convincing for you because we are coming from different culture, different timing, different etc. But for me, I agree with it. I have no problem with it. I'm not ashamed of it. In the same time, if somebody want to say that women is dirty, as he's trying to say, well, Jesus himself, our God, is born of a woman. Is that correct?
Yeah, true.
Okay. So if Jesus himself is born of a woman, is Jesus born of a dirty woman?
No, it cannot be.
So this is refuted by anyone when would try to give us his own philosophy and his own logic. Refuted by the act of Jesus, how he came. He chose to come through a woman, not through a man. He's a son of no man, but he's a son of a woman. So Jesus refute anyone want to say that the Bible considers the women less than the man. The women, she have a duty, responsibility, and what I see there, that in that time they have a tradition, they have to practice. Like when the women, she have give a boy, there is ritual to do different from the ritual they do for a girl. So they have a tradition and they are going with their own tradition, even though it's about, it says it will be clean. Clean in here is to be ready to practice her rituals again, to practice what she used to practice as a Jewish woman. Have nothing to do with her being dirty. If a Jewish man himself is bleeding, do you know he cannot enter the temple?
Yeah, I hear you too.
Okay, so this goes for men and women. Men and women. So the women, she bleed, she cannot. The man, he bleed, he cannot. Now for the women, she bleed every month. The man, he bleed maybe once a while, for he cut himself, he went to war, something happened. But usually the man, he don't bleed, right? So if that will make our book a bad book, that is a joke for me.
No, it's not about a bad book, because you see, for me, the reason if I leave Islam, so for me, it have to be the same ground morals I need to look in Christianity. Because, for example, if I leave something bad for a good, I need to understand that the teaching of the Christianity have to be better. Because
my friend,
the reason for
Musa's was like in that book, you will find things have nothing to do with any things to do with you. Like you have to go away from the camp, set a meter to do poo-poo. Is that from God? This is for the benefit of people. You know, this is what made for the benefit of the people at that time. So when we say he put rules for everything, even how you go to the bathroom, where you to do things, how to do things. So the rules is a law, is not just you know, for the survivor of the people. Those people, they go through a lot of things in their life. We are talking about people who lived thousands of years ago, and then we try to understand why and what the different. In order for us to understand really very well, we have to go back on time. However, this is not about God. This is about people surviving and living their life. So a Muslim, he himself, Muhammad, he says, if a woman walk by, your prayer totally defiled. Not touch, just walk by. I show him the hadith, he refused to read it. He doesn't accept it. Correct?
Yes.
All right. What about Muhammad? He says, the woman, she come in the image of the devil and she live in the image of the devil. Which one is more horrible to say? If it's horrible, for me, I don't find anything wrong. All right. Which one is to say to your mother, if you give birth to a boy, you will not be able to practice your ritual for 7 days, but if you give birth for a girl, you cannot be doing it for 14 days. Or I say to my mother, you advance in the image of the devil and you depart in the image of the devil, as you see. Which one?
No, for me, as I told you, I don't follow Islam. That's the reason.
I know,
So
I know.
for me,
But here we see the hypocrisy of
yeah.
this coward who is coming to try to say that the Bible make the woman is you know, she is unclean, she is not a good person. They have rules for the men too. If a man he fornicate, he cannot be a priest, or his kids cannot be priests for many generations. This is a very tough community. This is not a joke, you know. So you know, if we want to go and see like a why if somebody he you know, commits sin, his kids, this is to make it clear that Jews, when somebody do sin, is going to have a serious consequence. You will not only impact yourself, you are going to impact generations come after you. You see, this is why when in the Bible they speak about Jesus, they mention Jesus the Son. The Jews, they care very much for who you are, a child of who? Who is you are born from who? Which family? So your family build reputation by being conservative or being a bunch of losers. However, Jesus himself, he asked the Jews, what you say about Christ? They said he is son of David. He said to them, well, if he is a son of David, then why David call him Lord? And the Jews could not answer.
I have a question there. It's good you bring it up because there is one Bukhari, one hadith, if you remember, it's Bukhari 1356 regarding a Jewish boy. Because as I understand the story, he was a Jewish boy who believed like in one God, but he still couldn't enter heaven. So I wanted to always ask, like, how is it in Christianity when it comes to, like, yeah, if someone is a Jew, if he believes of one God, but
Christianity is so clear. You believe in God or not doesn't make you go to heaven. It's, in fact, it's very stupid to say, I'm not insulting you, but it's very stupid to say I believe in God so I will go to heaven, because simply believing in something doesn't make you have a ticket to go to the place. So
no, I mean prior to people in Christianity. I take you because you see Bukhari 1356.
yeah, prior to Christianity, prior to there's nothing called prior to Christianity. Prior to the coming of Jesus, because Judaism is just a continuation of Christianity. Actually, it's not a new religion, because the Jews are waiting for the Messiah. Correct?
Yeah.
All right. So a Jew who believed in the Messiah before the Messiah came and he died, God will judge him based on what he did. If he deserved to go to heaven, he will go to heaven. A Jew or a Christian who came after the Messiah, he believed in the Messiah, but he did not follow the step of the Messiah, none of them will go to heaven. A Jew who believed in the Messiah and a Christian who believed in the Messiah, but he followed the steps of the Messiah, he will go to heaven. So saying I believe only, it doesn't make you a believer, because the Bible makes it clear, you know, faith without work is a dead faith.
You have to like, yeah, no, what I was trying to understand here, like what you're telling here. So for me, if I believe like Jesus is Messiah, like prophet for me, and he's not God, you're still telling me.
No, you will not go to heaven. You will never go to heaven.
Yeah, so that's why I'm telling. So if a Jew, if you believe in
he will go to heaven,
but you don't believe he's a God,
he will go to heaven. For
Sorry,
sure. No, I told you, nobody will go to heaven. Believing in the Messiah, because Muslims, they say they believe in the Messiah. You have to believe in the Messiah as your God, as your Savior, not as just a prophet. A prophet, in fact, you are insulting him. It's like saying, I believe the king, he is a cook. You know?
No, but what about the people in the Old Testament? Because Jesus was not there.
I just told you.
My point.
I just told you. People who they are before the Messiah, they will be judged based on their knowledge about the Messiah and their belief. So the one who believes in the Messiah, that he is their Savior, he will go to heaven. The one who believes that the Messiah will be just a man, a king, he don't know the Messiah.
Okay. So in that case, you know, the reason why I leave Islam is this hadith which I showed you. If you can just bring it up, Bukhari 1356. So
Bukhari,
would it be wrong? 1356.
All right.
It's about it's regarding a Jewish boy. Because in that case, if we go by the Islam, like if Islam is true, so at that time, the Jewish boy, if he didn't believe in the Prophet Muhammad, because the hadith is telling us he will not go to heaven if you don't believe in the Prophet. So why are like people? Because it was on a different stream. I was following it, and they told us like.
You are talking about this hadith about the boy?
Yeah, a Jewish boy.
All right. Yeah, here it says that if a boy become a Muslim and then dies, should a funeral prayer be offered for him? All right.
And he will go to heaven.
Yeah. Yeah, but here it says the Muhammad, he told him, become a Muslim, right?
Yeah.
All right. And then his father told him, obey Muhammad, right?
Yeah.
All right. And then it doesn't say really if he say that he is a Muslim, if he no, but it says thanks to Allah that he, that Allah, but here you notice that the boy, he been commanded by his father to obey, right?
Yeah, because he's a boy, he is what
I know, but how somebody do not understand what he is believing in, he can go anywhere. In my belief, a Jewish boy who is a child, he will go to heaven anyway, because he don't know what the Messiah is about. He's a child. If he's a little kid,
yeah, that the topic was it was on in a different stream, GN Doc. It was about the destiny of children in Islam compared to Christianity.
No, so destiny in Islam, in different hadith, Muhammad, he says, if you remember, there's a hadith about Aisha and Muhammad, they went to a funeral. You remember it?
Yeah.
All right. So Muhammad here, he's contradicting himself. I mean, Islam, all of it is a contradiction, because Muhammad, he says, even a child who is born of a Muslim family, according to Muhammad, everyone is born as a child anyway. So this child is born as a Muslim anyway. And if he's a child, still he's a Muslim then, because he need to grow before he can call him a Jew or or something else, according to Muhammad. So what do you mean, like by this drama? Nothing. In Christianity, an infant, he have no guilt. He did not commit anything. I mean, this guy is just a a piece of meat. He don't know what God mean. He do not know what Christ mean. He don't know what Islam mean. He don't know what sin mean. So God will be just to him. All right.
Okay, good. Yeah. So that's my journey right now. So
The
I'm
Messiah said,
trying to read the Bible.
if you don't become like the little ones, right, you will not enter the kingdom of my Father. So the little ones are the first one to be granted to be in the heaven of the Father, not the adult. And why? Because they are very innocent. So the older you get, the less innocent you will be, the more sinner you will be. And that's why we as an adult, we struggle with our sin to reach the point of salvation. Islam is a joke. I don't know if you saw the video of Zakir Naik speaking about the 100 note. Did you see it?
No.
Yeah, they asked Zakir Naik about.
Was it recently or was it?
It's a little bit not too much recent, but I can find it actually. Let me see. They ask him about Christianity and Islam. You know what? You can just sit down. Let me play the video for you, and everybody will die laughing. All right, let me play it.
Can I see it through Discord or should I bring?
You will be able to see it, but I need to share. I have two browsers. One I use for videos.
Yeah, if you can show it in the Discord, it's good
because it doesn't allow advertising, So I have two browsers. I switch between them. So I will switch the browser, and I will. You can go to YouTube if you want, because the video will take some time, and you will hear me making comment. And I will share it here in. Let us see. And now we share it on. All right. So guys, this is, here the topic is in Zakir Naik. I'm supposed not to go long, by the way, because those internet company are charging me. Why Muslim understand to be righteousness? Dr. Zakir Naik. Or what Muslim understand by righteousness? What righteous mean? Let us see. Is righteous mean being a good person, or it mean to be something else? Seeker, you can step down so you don't make noise.
Okay.
And
okay,
you can come back when we are done.
All right.
Who do
righteous Thank you.
Will be put into hellfire. And Muslims who are unrighteous, why should they be put in heaven? We have to understand that what is the meaning of the word righteousness? And what is the meaning of the word that who is a righteous person? For me, to make you understand, I'll give you a few examples.
Give us an example.
Number one, if there are total $199 US,
okay,
divided into 64 notes. The 64 notes, if you total all the value of these 64 notes, it is $199. And I distribute the notes to few people. Some get 10 notes, some get 20 notes, some get 30 notes, some get less, some get more. A normal person who may not be aware of the notes and the value will say whoever gets the most notes, number of notes, is the richest person. No, it's not like that. We have to see what is the value of each note. In these 64 notes, one note is of $100. One note
give me a second.
$20.
You guys don't see the screen, right?
$100
in YouTube, you don't see screen? Hold on, I don't know why. I hate this program. I think I'm going to change. What a stupid program. Oh boy. Okay, give me a second, please. Oh, Lord have mercy. We pay money for nothing. All right, let us see. All right, do you see it now, guys, in YouTube? Do you see Zakir and Ayuka in YouTube? Is he coming? Or not yet? All right. Well, I will play from the beginning then. So the question was, who is the righteous? All right, who is the righteous person? Zakir and Naik will explain to us what it meant to be a righteous. Now, for some reason, the screen is coming with pink color. I don't know why. Sorry, guys. Pink. What I would do with a stupid program. Pink. Potato. Unbelievable. Anyway, pink. Yeah, everything in my screen look messed up. Anyway. So he is explaining to us now how and why Muslims are the righteous one. When you hear righteous, you might think righteous somebody do good, help people, you know, poor. No, no, no. Listen carefully. What make you righteous?
These 64 notes, it is the meaning. Understand that what is the meaning of the word righteousness, and what is the meaning of the word that who is a righteous person. For me, to make you understand, I'll give you a few examples. Number one, if there are total $199 US divided into 64 notes. The 64 notes, if you total all the value of these 64 notes, it is $199. And I distribute the notes to few people. Some get 10 notes, some get 20 notes, some get 30 notes, some get less, some get more. A normal person who may not be aware of the notes and the value will say whoever gets the most notes, number of notes, is the richest person. No, it's not like that. We have to see what is the value of each note.
See? Look at this.
In these 64 notes, one note is of $100. One note is of $20. The $100 notes is for a person who believes that there is only one God and that God has got no partners and Prophet Muhammad is the messenger of that Almighty God.
See?
The number $20 bill.
See, guys, listen carefully. If you say Shahada, already you pass, you are going to heaven. Do you see the religion? You know, the Muslim, they accuse us falsely saying, Christian believe, if they believe in Jesus, they are going to heaven, which is false. No. You believe in Jesus, but you are a drug dealer, or you are a whore, or you are a pimp, you will go to hell. The Bible is so clear. It is in Islam. You can be a pimp, you can be a whore, you can be a child molester, you can be whatever you are. You just say the Shahada, you got 100 note. Out of how much he said? 190? That's it, you pass the half. Already you are going to heaven. See? It is the Muslim belief by saying Shahada, not by doing any good, not even by believing. Listen carefully. You do not need to believe in Islam. You say Shahada only. By saying Shahada, you get the $100 note. Already you passed the 50%. You passed.
And Prophet Muhammad is the messenger is of $100. One note is of $20. The $100 notes is for a person who believes that there is only one God and that God has got no partners and Prophet Muhammad is the messenger.
That's it.
Of of that Almighty God. The number $20 bill, US dollar, is a person who prays 5 times a day.
Okay.
Then there's one $10 note, there is two $5 note. $10 note is for a person who gives zakat, who gives charity.
See?
$5 note is a person who fasts, and $5.
The one who give it charity, his reward is $5. The one who says Shahada, his reward is $100. He passed, he's in heaven already. This is righteous in Islam.
$5 note is a person who goes for Hajj. The remaining, so all if you put together, is $140. The remaining $59 are $1 bill. So all put together are 65 notes. So 59 notes are of $1. So just because somebody has 30 notes or 30 bills doesn't make him rich. If he has 30 bills of $1, he has only a value of $30. The person who has $100 is more richer than all the other notes put together. If all the other 63 notes put together will make it only $99, but one bill of $100 is more valuable than 63 bills.
See?
All put together are $99. That's the reason the person who's the creator, he has put this formula. And he clearly mentions in the Quran, in Surah Nisa, chapter number 4, verse number 48, and Surah Nisa, chapter number 4, verse number 116, that Allah will forgive any shirk, Allah will forgive any sin if He pleases, but He will never forgive the sin of shirk. For anyone who has committed shirk has strayed far away, has done the most heinous sin. That means the biggest sin in Islam, according to our Creator, Almighty God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is doing shirk, is associating partners with Him. It's the biggest sin. And the best thing a person can do is tawheed. Believe in only one God. And believe that there is no one worthy of worship but Almighty God. And Prophet Muhammad is the messenger of Almighty God. So
that's it. This is the garbage of Muhammad. Somebody is saying, CP speak about those little girls and boys kidnapped by Muslims in England, by Pakistani Muslims. My friend, it's not the fault of a scumbag to be a scumbag. I have to say that people of England are a bunch of cowards. I have no respect for them. Because those Pakistani, they will never dare to do any of this if there is men in this country. Do you think anyone will dare to come after your daughter if you are a man who protect his family? If you go right now, type in YouTube nightlife in London, what do you see? Naked people in the street. So they bring people from Pakistan. The rich people become bunch of losers. Oh, what they care for drinking. So who is going to protect the kids? What kids? If one man, he teach anyone harm his son or daughter, listen to the century. The rest would never dare. But what they see, they kidnap one, nothing happened. They rape the other one, nothing happened. Those English people, they get upset for a game, football game. They kill each other for a football game. But they get angry for their children are being raped. Did you see them what they do when they are watching football? They kill each other. Suddenly they are men and powerful when it is football. There are girls in the street with who is taking them, who is raping them, who is abusing them. They don't care. So don't blame the scumbag for being a scumbag. Blame those who allow the scumbag to be scumbag. All right? As simple as that. Very easy. You know, when there is no guardian, the sheep will be stolen. Where is the shepherd? Those countries without shepherd. The government are a bunch of scumbags. All what they care for to win the election. And, you know, they have liberals. Anyone who make liberals, you know, look, this guy Trudeau in Canada, they made him control the country for how many years now? 15 years? I don't know. This guy, he's a kid. Look what he did to Canada. He brought millions. He made the minister of immigration a Muslim. So guess what happened? Huh? Today he resigned. After what? The same as the one in Germany, this nudist woman, what her name, the chancellor. The nudist women. They make their chancellor a nudist. A woman, she go in the beach naked. This is their leader. So what do you expect? All of Europe, I believe, should be punished. And I believe God, he punished nations by evil nations. It is time for Europe to be punished. They abandon God. They are busy with nudist, sex, drinking. You go, you know, I mean, they are busy with everything except anything is good. They will become minority in their country soon. In their own land. This is how bad they are. They don't get married. They have sex. They don't get married. And if they have a child, because it was sex, it was not meant to be. So such a nation is going to be punished. Any nation like that, doesn't matter. Israel, Christian, any nation. Any nation is filthy, losers, they will be punished. All right? People don't learn except in the harsh way. So people will pay. Why Muslims from Pakistan don't dare to kidnap women who they are rich in Emirat? Just a question. When the last time we heard that there is a gang in Emirat kidnapping rich girls? Never. They don't dare. But the same people. What happened? What is different? The difference that they're there is a government. If somebody do something, they will send him to the bye-bye. They will send him to Allah. Even though this is a Muslim country. But in England, the European, you know, they are against execution. So what we would do with the rapist? Haram, human right. Like he's a rapist, he raped kids. You let him go, he will rape more kids. No problem. It's against the human rights. They are busy with the human right, which is against their own rights. Stupid people. I cannot say anything. So I see those things, I see those news, it's make me angry, but at the same time I have to be fair. Those people, they became devilish. They deny God. They lost their honor. They get angry for a football game, but they don't get angry. Why we don't see all of England in the street are so angry asking for the severe punishment for this gang? Where are they? Shouldn't we see 30 million in the street? Like, can we find 30 million decent rich person? No. Okay, what about 20 million? No. 10 million? No. What about 1 million? No. So what is left of the country? After all what happened, there's not even 1 million will go in the street asking for severe punishment and forcing the government to do something. They will go 1 million in the street, 2 million if it's a football game. They will burn cars. They will make, you know, they will kill each other. They will use knives against each other. It's a football. It's so important. But their daughters are not. So cry not for evil. They are evil. The victim are children, what we can say. They are the poor one. But the rich citizen, they lost it. They lost their honor a long time ago. Yeah, liberals, wherever the liberals goes. This is why we are lucky in USA that this is come back. Kamala Harris is gone. Because those are wicked people, by the way. You know, the plan of the Democrat is to change the demographic society of USA. And why they want to do that? They want the white people to become minority. Like why? Because those white, not all of them, they are voting for them. So we will change them. We cannot convince them to vote for Democrat. So we will change them. So we bring Arab. We bring some South America. We bring Muslims. We bring from everywhere. Just to change the demography of USA. And so we can win the election. The border is open. That's why Biden from the first day says the border will be open. And millions start coming. Because this is the plan. The plan, in less than 5 years, America will have less than 50% American, real American. The rest are migrant. That is the plan. Science and Islam. How are you doing, Science and Islam? Why you don't come to the stage and join us? I like your name, Science and Islam. After studying in laboratory owned by NASA, I discovered that Shaitan take care of your anus, as the Prophet Muhammad said. Do you want to come and tell us your testimony about Shaitan take care of your anus, Mr. Science and Islam? I heard that this is true, and you can witness for that. Can you? You want to do that? How truthful what your prophet said that Shaitan, he take care from your anus. And he will not stop until you fart. I believe this is scientifically proven to be true. That's why every Muslim, his anus is red. Now don't ask me how I saw their anus. I was in the zoo. Remember, Muslims believe that monkeys are Muslims. So don't think I'm being like rude. If you remember the hadith where a female monkey, she committed fornication, and then the Muslim monkeys, peace be upon them, and the prophet of those monkeys, Mr. Chimpanzee, they gathered together and they took this female monkey, this whore, filthy whore, scumbag. She is sleeping behind her husband. Can you believe it? And for what? If you read the whole story, like here, this is summary of it. This guy, this chimpanzee, well-respected person. He have education. He graduated from Harvard, not Harvard, Harvard. Her in Arabic mean cat. So Harvard, okay, pervert university. So he graduated from there. He is a judge in the Islamic Sharia law. He grow a beard. I mean, he's a very respected person. So he was sleeping under the banana tree. I don't know. It was a coconut, I think. I forgot. So anyway, and his wife, she put her hand underneath his head like a pillow. Look how nice, romantic. Then another chimpanzee, but he's young. And he have a big banana with him. Don't take me wrong. I'm not talking about different banana. I know, you're dirty. I'm talking about real banana, fruit. So he have a big banana in his hand. He said to her, and then she got tempted. She took her hand from under the bed, under the hand of her husband, head of her husband, and she did cuckoo, cuckoo, boom, boom, behind the tree. When she came back, her husband, Mr. Chimpanzee, he sniffed her vagina and he smelled sperm. Now he knew she was cheating. So he screamed, They came, the Muslim, they gather, they decide to stone her to death for fornication. How are you doing, science and Islam?
Hi, that's saying it's pre-Islamic period of ignorance. So you're talking about ignorant people. So it's pretty.
But you know what you do not notice, that your Quran says animals will be judged by Allah, and your prophet said the same, and this guy is a companion of Muhammad, and he is
Where
saying
it says
he stoned them, he stoned the monkey with them. This is a guy is very close friend to Muhammad. What are you talking about?
no, Quran says all animals obey Allah, which is the truth.
No, the Quran says, okay, did your prophet say that Allah will judge between two goats in the day of judgment?
What do you say the Quran say? Continue that.
I'm asking you first. Let us go one by one.
You were in the middle of making a statement and you changed it. So
All right,
complete
we
that
go to the
first.
Quran.
It
No worry,
Quran
no
says,
problem, no problem. Here we go. Read for me this verse. You see my screen?
Yeah.
All right. Like supposedly, I changed topic. All right. Chapter 6, verse number 38. Can you explain to me this?
What, chapter 3,
Uh-huh.
38?
Uh-huh.
What about chapter 3:38?
What about it? Read it and explain.
It says, then and there Zechariah prayed to his Lord, saying, my Lord, grant me by your grace righteous
What are you
offspring.
reading, Abdul? What are you reading? Chapter 6, verse number 38.
Okay, I say 3. Okay, 6. Let me open it. Okay. All living beings roaming the earth and the winged birds soaring the sky are communities like yourselves. We have left nothing out of the record. Then to their Lord they will be gathered all together. So
Allah will gather him in the day of judgment for him to do what?
Allahu Alam. I mean, it does not say they will be judged. It just say they will be
No,
gathered.
no. It says yuhsharun. They are going to be judged. They will not die.
And it's
They
a
will not. They
scientific
will not
fact
die.
that
They
all
will not
animals,
die. They will not die. They will be gathered the same as the human in front of Allah to do what with them?
this is a scientific miracle because evolutionary biology tells us that we all animals, we all are same. We all come from
Do you
same.
have two
So this
wings
is
too?
actually a
Do you have
miracle of
two
Quran.
wings? Do you have two wings too?
Wings are hands that have feathers. So yeah, I
It
have
says
hands.
here flies and have two wings. All right.
Yeah.
And it
They're
says all
hands.
the creatures in there. So don't tell me we are animals, etc. I know you are animal. You are a Muslim anyway. But this is not the question. I'm asking you, why Allah will gather all the animals in the day of judgment in front of him according to your religion?
The verse continues talking about only humans.
No. It says even they have a book.
Okay, so God will judge the animals too. I don't know. It's
All right.
but I don't really think so. Why? Because they say every animal
All right.
obeys Allah.
All right. All animals obey Allah?
Yes.
All right. That's a good thing. So is pigs are Muslims?
Muslim is a believer of Allah, but obeying is a non-living.
Pigs are believers in Allah.
No, they don't have the mental capacity to believe in things, but they automatically just obey. If they did not obey God, then they wouldn't even function.
Do rocks have mental capacity to believe in Allah? Rocks.
There's no mental. They're just matter, atoms, and all the atoms have energies that obey Allah.
I was once. This is a true story. Happened to me. I was walking And then the rocks start talking to me and saying to me, Shalom. What do you mean they don't have mental capacity?
What?
I was walking the street, and the rocks in the street, they start saying to me, Shalom, CP. So what do you mean they don't have the mental capacity?
You say it, hold on. You're saying that you were walking and a rock talked to you?
Uh-huh. Why you are laughing?
You got bigger issues.
What do you mean?
You know schizophrenia?
Okay, what is that? Explain to me. I don't know. I don't know even how to say it. Can you type it down in the chat?
No, you don't really need. It's a mental disorder where you hear things that are not real.
Are you making fun of me? What do you mean, mental disorder?
It's a mental disorder when you hear things that aren't real.
But what is the proof that it's not real? I heard it.
Because to produce a sound, you need to have like a tongue and, it vibrates and create a word,
So,
but if you don't have all those, you cannot really produce a sound like that has a actual
but
word.
is that scientifically true that if I hear sounds of rocks speaking to me, I am suffering from mental issues, or you are making things up now?
Definitely. I mean, if you really heard a sound, not like you just imagined. For example, you thought you heard something that's different than actual a word being formed. Then yeah, that's a mental. I mean, it
Yeah.
could be
Well,
schizophrenia.
this is sad what you said, because I believe this is not true, because I have witnesses. I have other two rocks, they were there, and they heard the other rock saying that to me. How you say? What do you say about that?
What you said?
I have two other rocks. They heard. I have two more witnesses, two other rocks. They heard the first rock saying "Assalamu alaikum" to me. So I have three rocks.
So
Why you are laughing?
because you're just not making any sense.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
If you're serious, you really should
According to
seek
Islam,
extra
isn't
help.
it? If I bring two witnesses, I can prove my point.
If you're serious, you need to take some medication
All right.
because it's bad.
Well, this story happened to your prophet, not to me, Abdul. Now laugh at your prophet. Everybody heard you saying you must be suffering from mental illness. You said that. Everybody heard you. You cannot take it back. So your prophet, when he walk in the street, he hear stones and trees, not even a single stone in his way. Don't say to him, Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you, O Messenger of Allah. Read it and laugh.
What?
What?
Is it a Sahih hadith? Like,
Yeah, there's a here.
where does it say Sahih?
Here it says, here we go. Does it say Da'if? It doesn't say Da'if.
It says some book. No, I mean, I don't. Hadiths are kind of, man-made, but there are some that have been studied, like Sahih Bukhari.
Well, Muhammad said is a hadith. This is what Muhammad said. It's a man-made, guys.
Yeah, but we can't really know for sure.
Which book of hadith you trust?
I mean, like I said, if I, for example, there are Sahih Bukhari hadiths which are talking about the prophecies that actually came true.
Okay. If it's al-Bukhari, it's true?
There are some true hadiths in Sahih al-Bukhari and Muslim, because I think those being studied a bit more extensively by scholars.
All right. So if I find you something from al-Bukhari, you will accept it?
It would be close to the truth.
Okay. Well, here, this is the mountain of Uhud. He loved the Prophet, and the Prophet loved him, and they used to talk to each other.
Sahal B. Said reported, God's messenger is saying. I mean, see, it could be like, they say river, love, those kind of things. I mean, it's not really saying he's talking to. He's
All
hearing
right, all right.
noises
Is
from
the black stone? Do the black stone talk?
which black stone?
The black stone in the Kaaba.
What I read is a gift from God
Huh?
to put on his altar,
A second ago, I told you stones talk to
temple.
me. You said you must be mental. You did not say to me it must be from God.
I didn't say it talks like with words.
No, talk. A black stone. A black stone.
No,
Have,
I don't.
the black
I don't
stone
believe.
is going to have a tongue and a mouth and eyes. Yes or no?
No, that's impossible.
What do you mean impossible?
To produce voice, like to have words, you need to have lungs to, um, expel some air, and it goes through your. I mean, it's like a whole process, and rocks don't have a mouth, so how can they speak?
All right. Well, it looked like you are making fun of Prophet of Allah, and I like that. This is your Prophet saying that, not me.
It's in Sahih al-Bukhari.
Yeah, this is Sahih. Look how many times repeated,
Yeah,
see?
what is it?
All of those are Sahih. All of those Sahih.
It's Hassan, not Sahih.
Okay. Do you see, read this one. Hassan is good. Do you know what Hassan mean? Hassan is good. So Allah Messenger said, by Allah, Allah will raise Rit, which means a black stone in the day of resurrection, with two eyes by which it sees, and a tongue which is speak, and testifying to whoever touch it in truth.
No, this is strong. First off, it's a Hassan hadith.
Hassan mean
I'm not
good.
gonna
Hassan
yeah,
mean good. Correct. Hassan mean
yeah,
good,
good,
correct?
good in what way? Like good, is it
Good. There's
good?
even
Like
there
it reads,
even way there's good.
yeah, because what I read is, the science of hadiths.
Uh-huh.
It's like how if you find a Sahih hadith that matches a weak hadith, then it is like Hassan at this point. Something like this, right? I'm not really, I don't read hadith extensively, but this is, if it was in Sahih Bukhari, something this stupid, then it would be equivalent to Bible saying that man came from ribs. I mean, women came from man's rib. That's stupid too. So this kind of stuff is
hold on. When the Bible says that Eve came from ribs, that's stupid?
absolutely that's a joke.
Why you are saying that?
Scientifically, females are the ones that came first because they are able to asexually reproduce. Men cannot do it. So men evolved, like the male sex evolved from female by, the X chromosome. The Y is a mutation of X. So it's impossible the other way around.
All right. So anyone who says that women is created from a rib is stupid, right?
Yes, that's a really
Is that
absolute
including your
matter of
prophet?
fact. That's one of the things that made me.
Is that
I was
include?
reading Bible and I started
Does that
laughing.
include your prophet?
What about?
He said
about
that.
it?
He said that.
No way. Like in Sahih al-Bukhari, the Prophet Muhammad was saying unscientific, then I would say he doesn't know Quran.
All right. This is al-Bukhari. Here we go. You like al-Bukhari, so I will give you al-Bukhari. Now you say this is stupid. Everybody heard you. Your prophet is stupid then. And you say scientifically this is can't be true. Face it now.
Yes, impossible.
Okay. So laugh at your prophet. Go ahead. Read for me.
What is the rating of the book? Because you keep showing me Hassan.
This is da'if. Read.
Whoever believes in Allah and the last day should not hurt his neighbor. That's pretty good. And I advise you to take care of women. That's sweet. For they are created from a rib. And the most. Okay, that's stupid.
That's stupid.
I mean, okay, this is absolutely stupid statement.
But this is authentic. This is al-Bukhari. And you told me you accept al-Bukhari.
Yeah.
So you accept the stupid. Okay. You accept now that your prophet is stupid. Not only he said the woman is created from a rib, he says he created it from the most crooked portion of the rib. You see it? The most crooked portion of the rib. So Muhammad is saying women are crooked.
Crooked.
Sorry, excuse my English. I'm not scientifically Englishly correctly. So laugh at your prophet. Go ahead, laugh. Go ahead.
Look, okay, I don't know. See, I'm gonna read in detail, but if he meant like it's as a fact.
What do you mean meant, guys? What meant? He said she is created from ribs. And what he meant, he says she is created. Allah created her. Women take care of the women. What he's saying about women are stupid. So don't deal with them the same way you deal with men. They are stupid. So they are created from ribs. So don't deal with them the way you deal with men. For they are not only created from the ribs of the man, they are created from the most crooked, thank you for correcting me in English, portion of the rib.
Yeah, I mean, this is.
Don't you notice? Don't you notice when your mother she is standing, she is not standing straight? Did you notice that?
Look, man, don't talk about my mom. I don't.
Well, you're a prophet. You're a prophet. He says your mother is a crooked portion of a rib, so it can't be straight.
Yeah, this is not a. Like I said, I stick to my point. This is a. Probably copied from Bible, and this is a stupid statement.
Properly. Yeah, so Muhammad is copying from the Bible, right? As usual. Nothing new.
No, it is. I mean, if people really believe in this stuff, then they need to really
do you feel sorry for people who believe in those stuffs?
I mean, they're all kind of people, uneducated and foolish. So
are you educated?
Yes, I got a PhD.
In what?
In genetics.
In what?
Genetics.
Ethic?
Genetics. Like genes.
And
anyways, that's not really.
I did not hear him. What he said?
Dude, that's not a part of the. Look.
What is kinetic? What is kinetic?
Genetics, like
what is that?
Gene sequencing and.
What?
Bro.
Can you type it down?
You don't know what genetics is like?
Genetic. Genetic.
Yeah.
Okay, as long you have a degree, PhD in genetic, how you explain to us chapter 23, verse, in the Quran, about the baby, how it's made?
Yeah, Quran does not have any error, so basically.
Yeah, as long you guys, this guy have a PhD in genetic. All right. So did you learn this in your school? Like the sperm became a dead blood, and the dead blood.
No. See, let me read you. Hold on, give me one moment. Let me read you the actual proper translation.
Proper translation. That's a good one.
Can you give me the verse number?
Oh boy, chapter 23, verse 14.
Okay, so it says, then we develop the drop into a clinging clot, then develop the clot into a lump of flesh, then develop the lump into bones. Okay, technically it is not correct because the bones, the cartilage, and the flesh, they simultaneously or together, they are formed. So.
So even in your false translation, even in the false translation you are reading is wrong. So what we will do now? Because this is translation is false. What you read for me is false. It doesn't say clinking thing. It says a clot of dead blood, alaqa. And then what is going to transform is a semen, not the egg. The egg. Women don't have an egg according to Quran. It is the nutfa, which is the semen. So the semen will become a piece of thick dead blood. And then that dead blood will grow to a lump, and then the lump will become a flesh, and then the flesh become a bone. So it's not that coming together. No, each stage is simply nothing but the change of the same piece into something else. So the semen become blood, dead blood, and then the dead blood become a lump, and then the lump itself, not that mean now there's no more blood. That's it. The blood become lump. Now the lump will become a flesh, which means there's no more
So
lump.
first off, human beings aren't made up of sperm. Actually, that's just the gene. Actually, you get more DNA from your mom because the mitochondria is coming from the mom's egg cell. So basically, the sperm is not
Let
what
me
man is
teach
made
you.
of.
You are ignorant. You claim to have a PhD, and this is not true. Because according to what I understood, if I am having sex, I read an article about it made by the highest scientist in Japan. He said it's about who have orgasm first. If the women have orgasm first, the genetic will be to the women, which means will be a female and will look like the mother too, even the look. If the man have orgasm first, the baby will take the genetic of the male and he will look like the father. So are you saying to me you are smarter than this Japanese scientist?
Where did you hear this stuff?
I can show you the journal. This is a very famous journal, the most authentic journal in Japan. What's his name? Yama Nokashima, Tokyo.
Look, this is absolutely trash. It's not even. It's not even. I think even back in the days before the advancement of science, people actually believed in this.
You are
I mean,
making
forget.
fun. You are making fun of a scientist you don't even know. I don't know even how to say his name. He is big. He is famous. They have interview with him in TV. Who are you? You're nobody.
No, I actually contributed. Anyways, look,
Okay, I just found you the name of the scientist. His name is Muhammad, the messenger of Allah. Read.
the man's water is thick and white. What the heck? And the woman's water is thin and yellow. Well, it's absolutely wrong, of course. But what is it? Is it Sahih? Like what?
Sure, it's Sahih. 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 Sahih.
What is this? I mean, I will bring these questions to the Sheikh because, of course, this is
What? A second ago you were sure. A second ago you made fun of my friend Mr. Yama Suzuki Yama Toyota, saying this is hilarious, this is stupid.
Oh,
Now
this is stupid. This is stupid. I even I'm reading and I'm saying it is absolutely does not. It doesn't how. That's not how things work, man.
well, you know, I don't know. I don't agree with you. I think I know now what happened between your mom and your dad. Obviously, your dad came first. Just face it. It's clear. I don't think Muhammad is lying. You know. Yeah. Now we know what happened in the
What's
bedroom.
the evidence that this is actually said by Prophet of God?
What the evidence that Muhammad said anything?
For Quran is like we have a
The same.
carbon
In
dating.
fact, you investigate the hadith more than the Quran. The Quran, nobody dare to investigate. What are you talking about? The hadith is the one you investigate because you have a you have a space to do playing games. But in the Quran, who dare? The second you say wanna investigate the Quran, they will kill you.
Listen, man. Okay, the one about
So
the
now listen.
stages of
You said to
embryo
me that the
is
Quran is wrong about the baby, how the baby is made. That means you should leave Islam.
No, I'll ask this question if my sheikh says no, this is
You have a PhD.
how it is.
You have a PhD in genetic, and you are going to ask somebody who don't have high school.
I don't know his education, but I mean, I guess it is wrong. That's not how a baby is developed. Like I said, the even the stages, this thing then does not really
All right.
how it works.
Can you
Everything
go?
is
All right.
developed.
Listen. If I take a shower with dead dogs and women blood from period and stinky garbage, Can that affect me with any disease?
Look, I watched your video before, and you mentioned it about the hadith, about
Yeah.
okay, that you know, what they say is that God miraculously cleaned the water for a prophet.
Oh,
So
miraculously. God miraculously.
yeah,
My friend, the dead dogs around him. What miraculously is the dogs is there? The dogs are there. The dead dogs, dead. You know what dead? Dead
yeah,
dogs. Okay.
yes.
So what miraculously? What are you talking about? You know?
Where did it say that dogs are there? It say it used to have it. They threw the
What?
Look, man. Oh, I'm gonna do more reading about the Quran. Is what I try to ignore it, but it is problematic about the issue. The embryology, of course, is wrong. So I'll read into it. Hadiths, I don't really follow all of them, anyways.
I don't know.
But
I believe every Muslim, when he read the Quran, he act like a goat.
what do you mean?
I'm showing you, you laugh at it, and then you say, I will add this sheikh. I mean, you are laughing at your Quran. Since we start talking, each time I mention something to you, you say it's funny. This is stupid. This
No,
is
Quran wasn't funny. Like the embryology stages weren't funny. It's just wrong. But
the wrong
the
is funny. Wrong is funny. I mean, wrong is very funny because this is what you are saying to me. Like you are trying to be polite to say that my prophet and my God are stupid, but they are not funny because in order to be wrong about how the baby is made, that means they are being stupid and being liars. Why you don't dare to say it? When you say it's wrong, it's mean many things. It means they are lying. Muhammad is lying. Allah is false, and the Quran is a mockery of the intelligence of a human being.
Bro, every time I try to believe in Islam, you're trying to make me an atheist.
I'm not trying to make an atheist. You're already an atheist.
Well, because if there's a scientific error in Quran, then it proves that it's wrong, and if it is wrong, then there is no evidence of God.
Ah, okay. I know about evidence of God, but for me, I find that the only religion in the world have evidence of God is Prophet Muhammad. Because he have all the proof, and yeah, like you mentioned to me that the women was created first, correct?
The female gender is
Yeah, the
what's
female
referred.
created first. Okay. So are you saying if somebody says the male created first, is it stupid?
The gender when humans look, what are you talking about? Just get to the point.
The Abdul now is scared from what I will say next. Like the Muslim, they wrote an article, how to debate Christian press. If he asks you a question, never say yes, never say no, never say agree. Even if he say the prophet was a good guy, don't say yes. He would trick you. And now you're doing this. What do you mean? Like, how come a second ago you were so easy to? Okay, if I say, and I have proof that the man was created first before the women, are you going to laugh at me?
You in Quran that meant like the male gender, like the was that's impossible because the reproduction happens
All
in the
right.
female,
Listen,
and the animals can be sexually.
according to your Quran, what is the first human being Allah created?
According to Quran, from what I read, is the Quran goes hands in hand with the evolutionary biology that human being evolved from apes. That's what
In the Quran, it
it's
says a human being evolved from apes.
yes, like
Can you show
Adam.
me? Can you show me the verse?
There's a website called Islam Awakened. They have
No, give me the verse in the Quran. What is Islam Awakened? You said from the Quran. You just say this is in the Quran. God, did he say in the Quran?
Yeah, give me a moment. Any Muslim listening, can you please messaged me about it. How can you resolve this issue?
Any Muslim? Mayday, Mayday. Any Muslim?
Well, yeah, because I have this issue, man. Embryology is wrong. So I need to, yeah, that I'm still stuck with that, actually. I'm thinking about it
You know, I
because
don't
I don't
know. You
want to be
said
like,
you have a PhD in genetic. I think you have genetic, but not the PhD.
all right, listen, I gotta go.
Where are
And
you going to go? Are you going to shit? In America, when you say I got to go, that means you want to shit.
no, you can,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
but I gotta go
Oh,
because I just don't know what to talk about because
um,
I am thinking about it,
okay, okay.
how to resolve that
All
problem.
right, all right, all right. Take your time. I will come, my friend, anytime. May the God of Allah protect you. At least you will not eat your PhD degree as what happened to the Quran of Muhammad. Meh.
What do Muslims say about that verse? Do you have any
They
did you
leave
ever
Islam.
bring
They
it up?
leave Islam. You know, that's what I do, my friend. I am here to make Muslims leave Islam. Don't you notice? And thousand and thousand and thousand of Muslims leave Islam. Hmm? And the funny, his name is Science and Islam. That's something. That's even funny.
No, like what I'm trying to ask you is, let's say the one who stays Muslim, what do they say about this verse?
They leave Islam. They leave Islam. Some they try to deny. They say, "Oh no, this is a wrong translation. You know, this is your understanding." They try to come with any excuse, but you can tell it's so easy that this is false. You know, this religion is.
Well, I mean, Dr. Mustafa Khattab is a PhD in Arabic, and if
My
he's
friend
writing this stuff, why would he?
Mustafa Khattab, nobody even accept his translation except the fools, like those.
All the translation are saying the same thing. So how can
No, no,
everybody be
no. You
wrong
see,
about it?
Mustafa Khattab. Okay, I will give you an example. If I ask you to read for me a verse from the Quran, from Mustafa Khattab translation,
Yeah,
let's
what
see.
is it?
According to the Quran, Allah He sent hail from mountains in heaven. All right, chapter 24, verse number 43. Can you read for me Khattab translation?
I'm sorry, a Muslim messaged me. Okay, what was the verse?
Chapter 24, verse number 43. You said Khattab. I will look for it and put it in the screen.
Okay, so 24, 23.
Uh-huh.
Surely those who accuse just, unsuspecting, believing women are
No, no,
cursed
no,
in
my
this
friend.
life.
What are you reading?
24,
24,
23.
24, 43. 24, 43. Focus, focus.
Do you not see that Allah gently drives the clouds,
Hmm.
then joins them together, piling them up into masses, from which you see raindrops come forth, and He sends down from the sky mountains of clouds loaded with hail, pouring it on whoever He wills. So it says mountains of clouds.
That's false. It says وينزل من الجبال من سماء فيها من السماء من جبال فيها. He sent. I'm trying to share the screen. Let me see here. Where is the goat to take it away? Okay. All right. So you see here. Look what the Abdul they do to you, my friend. Let me share. Actually, this is in different browser, so I can show you. He sent down from the sky, from mountains, hail, not what he is saying. In fact, I can, let me share different page. I will show, I can do translation, just to show you how the Muslim they lie when they translate. So when you say Muhammad Khattab is the best translator, he is a big fat liar. All right, let me share this page with you. You see my screen now? I'm highlighting for you.
Yeah.
All right. Let me share it too in YouTube because we changed the browser. All right. Here we go. So look, I will highlight for you, and you watch. This is the Google translation. وَيُنْزِلُ, translate, he descend or send down. مِنَ السَّمَاءِ, from heaven or from the sky. مِنْ جِبَالٍ فِيهَا, of mountains in it. Baradin, hail. The translation is coming wrong. So hail. So he sent hail. He sent hail from mountains in heaven. So you see how this Asad, he tried to duct tape, you know, the translation. Let me show you that I am not lying to you. Chapter 24, verse number 43. Watch. Those are the masters of the language. There's no way they will take the side of Christian Prince, so he will make fun of the Quran, right? All right. You can read?
Yeah.
Can you read for me?
Have you not seen how God drives the clouds, move them along gently, then composes them, joining some with others, and making scattered pieces as one, then piles them up, some on top of others, whereat you see the rain issuing from the midst of them from specific outlets in them, and he sends down from the heaven out of the mountains. What is min jibalin min?
Jibalin fiha. Jibal mean mountains. All right.
Is extra that are there in the heaven. Fiha substitutes for minna. From
so he sent hail from mountains in heaven. So Khattabi, you know Arabic? Are you sure?
He puts it in a bracket.
Huh? No, this is tafsir. This is tafsir, my friend. This is not translation. This is tafsir al-Jalalain. This is a big scholar. This is a book written by many scholars, not only one. Let me show you other tafsir, not only one. I mean, we can show you. We can show you Ibn Kathir. I can show you anything you want. Here we go. Read. Can you read this one?
Yeah, give me one moment. It's the Old English. Hast thou not seen? Oh, the one you highlighted?
No, you can read it all if you want. No problem.
Jeez. And sent down from the heaven mountains wherein is hail. He says he sends down hail from mountains in heaven. Yeah, that's scientifically incorrect.
Scientifically correct?
It's not correct.
But you see, I'm not showing you now a mistake in the Quran only. I'm trying to help you to understand that this Khattab is a scam. He knew what he's doing for sure. If he speaks Arabic very well, there's no way he do not know that he is lying. There's no way. You do not need to be somebody who.
This guy, I'm sorry. The Dawah Lighthouse thing that he will answer. He will. He wants to talk.
Who will answer? Who?
Dawah Lighthouse to you. You know the.
Let them come here. They will say the same lie you told me. It's Khattab. You see, my
about
friend,
the
my friend,
embryology.
my friend,
About the embryology.
my friend. Dawah Khattab, Dawah, whatever their name. Don't you see? Those are your big names. This is Ibn Abbas, the cousin of Muhammad. You tell me, Dawah, those boys who are making money from the internet. Are you serious?
He wants.
I'm showing you. I'm showing you your top. I'm showing you your top scholars. You say to me what Dawah boys will say to me.
Well, I just want to see maybe you know, if you bring him up.
You bring them. Here we go. I'm
Jim,
here, my friend. I'm here. What I can do? You want me to check?
He has his hands. He has his hands up.
Where? He's here.
Embryology.
Where?
Yeah.
I thought you were bringing somebody from. Okay, guys, there is somebody want to come to the stage. I don't see him. Invite him, please, if he is. Dawah, let me see. Okay, Dawah. Here we go. Let me invite him. Come here, Dawah.
Hello.
Hello. So, what do you think? What do you think, Dawah, about the Quran? Do you know how to read Arabic, Dawah?
Yeah, I do. Can you go to the verse, please?
Okay. All right. Chapter 24, verse number 43.
Okay. Can you zoom in a little bit, please?
I cannot hear you. Can you speak louder?
Can you zoom in a little bit?
Can I see what?
Can you?
He's saying zoom in, like make a screen bigger.
I cannot zoom more than this. However, I cannot give you the link. Here we go. Open it.
Can you scroll?
I mean, you can open the Quran from your side as if you want.
Just scroll.
Chapter. Here we go. I gave you the link. Open it.
I'm gonna answer the argument that you have. Okay, let me look at this. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Can you just scroll, please? Because I don't feel like doing that. My PC's lagging right now.
Okay, my friend. Here, it says. Read this line. You see the line? Can you read it for us?
Scroll. Just scroll.
What do you mean scroll?
Yes, I need. All right now. Can you scroll?
What?
Can you scroll?
Scroll?
Scroll like move up.
Scroll where? The verse is not. Those verses have nothing to do with. We are reading this verse.
Just move down. Because you're on a tafsir. I want to see the tafsir.
Are you serious or you are making fun?
You actually said, like, scroll.
What scroll? The verse is in front of you, 43.
Am I speaking English?
Hey, just get out of here. You're just a kid.
Am I speaking English? I asked you to scroll.
Just get out of here.
Well, why didn't you ask him about the embryology one? I mean, that's
the same.
more,
I mean, the guy, he will say
clear.
scroll. I will show him the other one. He will say scroll. I mean, the verse in front of him, you see the same screen, right? What scroll?
Yeah. I think he was asking to get to put the tafsir up.
No tafsir. This is a verse. All what you need him to do is translate for us what it says. What tafsir?
Yeah, I didn't understand what he was trying to scroll.
Yeah.
But then he said, "Where's the tafsir?"
No, he's drinking camel urine. You know. All Muslims, they have same symptoms.
Well, I'm. If you could, instead of this hail one, which can be a little metaphorical, but let's say the embryology one. I wanted to know that.
No, my friend. You see, I just showed you what your scholar says. You say to me it's metaphorical. I mean, who is lying to who?
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying it could be right, because the scholars are basing it on their own on knowledge, what they think is the truth.
My friend,
the embryology
the
one
Arabic,
is in Quran
the Arabic
itself.
is clear, and they are the one who live with Muhammad. Ibn Abbas is his cousin. In fact, Ibn Abbas is the only one Muhammad said he can explain the Quran. He did not say Ibn Kathir. He did not say At-Tabari. He don't know those people. Those people, they come centuries after Muhammad. So Ibn Abbas is the only one, according to Islamic, qualified to explain the Quran. You know?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I see your point, because if we cannot trust the scholars, how can we trust anything then when it comes to understanding the religion?
But Muslims are hypocrite. They change in 2 seconds, you know.
Well, when you say Muslim, I'm a Muslim too, so it just sounds bad that Muslims are hypocrite.
All Muslims
You
are
mean,
hypocrite, including you.
I mean, I can say the same
Look,
thing about yourself.
even when you said to me, no, if you ask me something in the Bible, like you can't say to me now, guys, did he say it's stupid to believe that the women are created from the ribs of Adam? I believe in that. I will not say, oh, this is wrong translation. No, listen. I will not say, I will not do what Muslims do. I will not say, oh, this is wrong translation. Whatever my Bible says, I say I believe. I believe.
No, when you showed me in the Hadith, I said it is stupid still when I read it in the Hadith. I am not denying that, right?
Okay.
Am I not?
All right. Yeah, but you
Yeah,
know.
okay.
Yeah.
Listen, okay. If you want to talk about Christianity, how about that? Because apparently
I will talk to
showed me
you.
that
I will talk to you about Christianity if you decide to leave Islam.
apparently, like from what you showed me, yes, if Quran has errors in
Okay,
it, then
say
it
right
is wrong.
now, say I believe not in Muhammad and his God, and I am out of Islam. Muhammad is false prophet, and I will be happy to spend all the time with you about the Bible. Go ahead.
Okay, since the Quran was clearly has scientific error,
No,
major error,
this is not what I asked you.
then
This is not what I
I'm
see.
going.
You are being hypocrite now.
I'm going to the point, right? Since it has an error, scientific error, so it cannot be from God.
Okay.
If Quran is not from God, then the one who said that Quran is from God, which is AKA Prophet Muhammad, then he is not a true prophet because he lied.
Thank you very much. He lied. Thank you. Again, graduation. You are out of Islam now. Go. Let us see if we can help you to understand Christianity. Go ahead.
Well, okay, what's the purpose of, like, why did God create humanity in Christianity? Like, what's the purpose?
To God, he liked to share his love. He don't want anything from a human. So if you read the story of Adam and Eve, you will see that he did not create them to do work, to do cleaning, to fix the garden. He did not clean them to be his slaves, like in Islam. He created them for his love. He loved to share his kingdom with the human being. So he created a man and a woman. He told them, do whatever you want, but don't be greedy. Okay? Don't pass your limit. Enjoy your life. You don't work. You don't work for food. You don't work for living. You will never get sick. You will never die. The man get greedy and he disobey. And the story start from there. So Adam, let me finish and then you can ask. Adam, who disobeyed God, he was out of heaven because God already told him, if you do this, you will be out. Don't do it. That's why even the Bible says that God, he felt sad for Adam, for what he did to himself. This is how much love God he have. And then we will see, to make the story short, mankind lost, and until now we are lost. So for God, he loved the world. He sent his only begotten son to save us. And that is the Messiah. And for us as a Christians, we believe, whoever believe in the Messiah, the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, the Messiah as a Savior, that he died for us on the cross, and he follow him, not only just saying Shahada, we don't believe in Shahada, you witness to God by your act in Christianity, not by words, because talk is cheap, act is priceless. So you witness to God by your fruits. That's why Jesus says, from their fruits you shall know them. So when you believe in Jesus and you do the fruits of Jesus, then you will go and will be living forever in the kingdom of Jesus, which is heaven. So we will go back home where we kicked out from. As simple as that.
Oh, okay. So if God really loved the world, why did he send the flood and diseases? And I mean, everything is created by God, so cancer must be created by God too. And
No,
viruses.
let me hear. Let's make it simple. You see, when a human being was in heaven, human being was protected from everything. For heaven, there's no death. So we will see in the story of Adam and Eve, if you read in the Bible, you will see that God, he said it clearly, before they commit sin, if you commit sin, you will die. You will die. So by disobeying God, death is the wage of sin. And how a human would die? There's many ways. Natural disaster, somebody kill you, disease, cancer, well, you name it. But death is one. It can have different names, but death is one. All of this
Okay.
because
Also,
now you
yes.
don't live in heaven. You are not in heaven. You don't own your life. Your life has been taken away from you. So God gave you.
What is heaven?
God gave you a time in this earth, so you can retain back what you lost. He is not.
So it's like a test to be on
Let us
earth.
say, you see the word test became so cheap. Everybody says test, test. I don't want to use it. I want to use it as the following. God will give you a land. He will say this land is empty. Make it green. You have tools. You have little trees. So either you grow them or you cut them. If you grow them and make the garden beautiful, you will be in my garden back. If you destroy the land I gave you and spread your faith, you will be destroyed. So a human being, all of us, we come to the farm, which is a land, empty land. When we are born in empty land, which means in our, let's say, the book of sin, if we can use that word, it's empty land. There's no rocks, there's no stones, there's no dirt, there's nothing. It's a clean. So God, He gave you a clean start. You are born as a baby, and you are clean as clean can be. Then you grow. Then you start building your own life in your own land. So either you make your land a beautiful land, and here the land present your life, and you make it grateful, wonderful, helpful, all the full you can imagine, which is in a good side of life. Being nice to people, being wonderful, loving, giving, forgiving. Then one day God will take you back, will take your soul, and then based in how you build your house and your land, the same land you build, He will give you a land like it, but in heaven. Now don't say I'm saying this is Bible. No, I'm just explaining to you in a simple way. The Bible doesn't use the word land, and no, I'm just making it simple. So if I build a beautiful, let us say, garden during my lifetime, let us say I did live 40 years only, or 60 or 20 or whatever. During this time, God will be fair with me, how much I lived, how much I can accomplish as a human, and how much I was able to do, good or bad. In the top of that, I have to believe in the Savior. So it's not enough to make a garden and a yard and trees and etc. I have to believe in the one who blessed me with this in order to go back to where I belong. Because if I refuse Him, the one who blessed me with all those things, I don't deserve to be with Him. This is why we believe that Jesus said, not everyone says to me, Lord, Lord, will enter the kingdom of my Father, but the one who do His will. So you do His will, which is what? He gave you the tenant. He gave you the blessing. He gave the blessing to everybody, even to the evil ones. But some, they use the blessing to kill, to rape, to steal, and some they use their blessing to help, to cure, to care, to love. Human being receive the same sun, the sun rays above mankind, over Hamas, ISIS, Jews, Christians, Hindus, pimp, all kind of people, all receive the sunlight. But time will come and God will judge you, will say to you, I gave you all the same. What each one of you had done. So based on this, based on your belief, if you believe in the Lord, He's your Savior, and you were able to accomplish the mission where you made your garden a beautiful garden, our God is beautiful. Our God is love. Even the Bible says God is love. So the God of love, He will love you more, and He will take you to His home, and you will live forever there under His umbrella of love and protection, and no more pain, no more sin, no more hate, no more anything evil or ugly. So Christianity is very simple. Love, forgive, believe, and do according to what we just said. Then you are
Well,
Christian.
here's the thing. Okay, it sounds reasonable what you're trying to say, but why there are errors in Bible then? If it's is it
You
like from
think
God?
they are errors. You think they are errors. Let me make it simple. The Bible, let us say when the Bible says God created the earth in day number 1, day number 2, day number 3, day number 4. The science now they say it was billions of years, correct?
Yeah,
I don't
it's, I
believe in
mean,
that.
billions.
I don't believe in that.
It's a
You see,
speculation, but
I don't
there's a
believe in
lot
that.
really.
I don't believe in that, and I will tell you why. First of all, that will not prove that my Bible is wrong. Why? Because when God, he says, God let be light, and light was. There was no time. So when God, he described his creation is based in his might, not based on our physics. So it's impossible to say, let be light, and light was. If we say, well, let us say, Jesus, he put mud on the eyes of the blind man. He got some dirt, he spit on it, and he put it on the eye of the man. Is that scientifically true? No. There is no
It's
such a thing
not.
called
But here's
science.
the thing. Here's the thing. There is a lot of evidence for evolution, for
My friend,
the earth,
all those
like
evidence,
everything.
I believe that God, he gave us ability to survive, but not to evolve from something to be something else. So if somebody was a human, he was still a human. He will not be. Here we go. We have record of a human being for many thousand years. I like to grow wings in my back so I can fly. Can I do that? So the evolution
That's
is
not how
no, my
evolution
friend,
works. Actually.
my friend. The evolution is simple. It says the need will make you develop to something else. Well,
No, that's not how it is.
so what
See,
it says?
there's a random. It says that there are random mutations, and the most beneficial ones, they or the ones that for example, there are different mechanism for evolution, but there's that one you're talking about is the one where there's random mutations, and the one that
My
is
friend,
beneficial.
can your science explain how the male human being, forget about the animals. So now I was a cell, I was a paramecium one day, and then I decide to become gender. I have gender.
No,
How I
you
can,
weren't paramecium.
you said you study genetic, how I can decide to design a woman with breast, and when she get a breast, she can make milk, and she have a vagina fit with my private part as a male, and then when I have a relationship with her, I will make semen, and then the semen will travel within her, and she will make an egg. Like, can we make an agreement? Like, hey, let's sit down. Listen, from now on, you will become a female, and you have to create a vagina, and that vagina will take 10 billion years to be created. After 10 billion years, I will grow a penis. We will meet again. So
We
this
can
is
expedite. We can expedite using the what do you call like for example breeding the dogs. It's pretty late, so I'm a little sleepy. But what I'm
my
trying to
friend,
say is that
we are talking about if we used to be one day a cell, one cell, and we decide to become something, because we have to start with the simple way of life to develop to something complicated. We are not based on your science. We are not exist complicated. We are exist as simple cells of life. So the organic, they start life because there is some certain circumstances happen. Those are impossible, and it's a stupid idea. And there is a lot of science. The funny is, you speak about science, but you know yourself, there's a lot of scientists, they reject this. They accept that a human being, he can, let us say, develop certain kind of adoption. Like if I live in the mountains, I will have different voice. Why? Because my chest will be wider. Why? Because I have to breathe more air. So my body is adopting the situation, but I'm not changing. It's just because now I am in a place where oxygen is way less. I have to breathe more, and that affect me, affect how I live, and affect my physical body. Same as a person when he eat. what you eat is going to affect your life. This is something normal. But to say that I used to be one day a cell, and then after a billion years I became a human, this is so stupid. Until now, monkeys are monkeys. They did not become a human, and they will never become a human. So
No, we were never. It's never stated that monkeys became human. We all came from
if I
one.
ask you, okay, according to you, what a human being used to be at the start?
No, human beings did not exist. We like they were a species that resembled us. You know, which is called Homo
Look
erectus.
what you just said. Look what you just said. You're talking about science now. There is a species resemble us. Okay, how does a species came to existence?
They came from different species. It's like they branched off. For example, I mean, you can do it with dogs too,
I
like the
asked you,
Chihuahuas.
I asked you where our origin from. You said to me, "Oh no, 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 we are not coming from monkeys. We are coming species." And that's okay. That species came from where? Oh, it came from other species. So look what you are doing. You have a science of a species, but you cannot tell us what species is species. So we keep jumping from a species to species. But
I'd say Homo erectus was the most recent.
my friend, there's no
cousin.
proof that this is a human being. Those are this is sick. This is stupid. So anyone, we have monkeys, we have chimpanzee. They look so close to us. Like look at Zakir Naik, you know, with him breath.
Yeah.
First of all, this is the only proof that monkeys are human. Like Zakir Naik, I'm talking to the guy. Why you jump? The guy he just Islam. Do you know what happened? With him breath. First of all, Allah will curse him and he will make him a monkey. Hold on. I mean, okay, if Allah can curse him, make him a monkey, I deserve to be monkey before him. That's not fair. I am the one who make books about Muhammad, love about Muhammad, and he just left Islam because of me. Can your God now curse me and make me a monkey? Get him breath. First of all, I promise you, by the morning, you will look like a monkey. Zakir Naik, I did not say I will look like a monkey because I look like a monkey already. This is not a challenge. Can your God make me a monkey? Not look like a monkey. We look together. You forgot? Get him breath. I got to go. So, my friend, your science, I believe, in my belief, it is a kind of deception. How much they spoke about the Big Bang, and then they send this telescope, the Webb, in the space, and then all the data came back, and they are laughing at themselves how stupid they are. There's an article you can find, you can search for it, about in America, I don't know which year, the whole newspapers in USA speaking about receiving communication from the UFO every day at 9 a.m. morning time in New York. Every day, the UFO is contacting us. Scientists, international community, from Soviet Union, the whole world is talking about what? We are receiving a message from UFO. It turned to be, it was the microwave. One day, the microwave in that center where they have the radar stopped working, and they stop receiving the messages.
Yeah, see, the physics is not my field, anyways. But
No,
genetics
but
is.
I'm showing you, those are scientists. Those are not a joke, and the people believe them. Articles written, newspaper published, study made, meeting coming from around the world to study how we can solve the code. What they are trying to say to us? The UFO, finally, the UFO is talking to us. It was a stupid microwave. The microwave stopped working. They sent it to be fixed. The microwave came back. The message is coming back. So you can call them scientists. I call them jokers. I will give you an example. I met someone is a scientist. And this scientist received support from European Union. Why? Because European Union, they have a budget, big budget, for research. He told me that all what they do is just to get money. They have to do something. They have to submit papers. They have to make research, which is not useless. Nobody can use it. It is not even exist. So if you want to receive money from European, just send them now an email. Send your degree. Tell them I have a center in the Sahara Desert studying global warming. Your name, who is helping you? Who is a scientist? Your name is a scientist. What is the degree? Where you graduated from? Recommendation, they approve you, they send you a big chunk of money about global warming. But they are doing nothing except going, having trip, eating, loving it, making nothing out of it except money. The same as those who go in the ocean. They want to study the ocean. They are diving, they are having fun, they are having sex, and European Union is paying for it. I saw in the Congress, I don't know if we can have the video, if somebody have it. They are making a study, I don't know which country in South America, about what the impact of a toilet, you know, the container of the toilet seat. The American, they have a huge budget for a South American country, maybe Venezuela, Argentina, I forgot where, to study the impact of the flush of the toilet on the country. So this is science. So the science for me is a joke. I'm a believer. I believe, my God, he said, let be light. Light was. I believe that God, he changed me.
I mean, that's different from science.
No,
It
no,
doesn't
this is no.
explain.
My belief is science. Their belief is a fiction, because simply until now they give you a little drug, even aspirin. They will give you. There is a non-guarantee what will happen to you if you watch any drugs in TV. They will say these drugs can cause a bleeding, heart attack, blah 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 blah. What is the science? A little virus make the whole nation, the whole world, shit in their pants. Street is empty. Street is empty. People are scared. People are dying, but we don't know what they are dying from. Is it really from? So it's just that little virus. What is the science? Where is the scientist? It turned to be our science as a joke. So the science you are talking about is, I believe, it's true, exist, if there is, let us say, it can help a human being to fight some diseases. It can, we study how a human being functions, so we can make, I become a specialist as a doctor, I do surgery. But until now, doctors, they give you a dose, can kill you, give you wrong medicine, give you wrong even prescription for your, they don't know even what is your, with all the computer they have, until now, mostly, they can give you wrong description of what is your illness. So science is very limited. And I say to you, my friend, I don't know how old are you, but you said you have a PhD. You will waste your time, and you will see that after all the study you made, you learn nothing. Absolutely
Well,
nothing.
I work in the field, so I didn't really waste. Listen, I'm gonna just ask you this last question: Is Bible or Christianity compatible with like evolution? If one, let's say, let's just giving you like an idea. Let's say there is an evidence that's irrefutable that human being indeed came from apes. Will it work with Christianity? Yes or no?
I will never, when you say there's an evidence, that means you are stupid. Let me tell you why. Because in order to bring the evidence, you have to bring them live, and you have to show how they change through billions of years, according to your theory. So you when you speak about science, you speak about theory, and you try to make the theory a movie. I can go to my AI now, and I can make for you any of your theory to come to be true, but I cannot make them alive, and I cannot make them show you really what happened. So you are making a theory, and you claim that it's an evidence by finding what, a bone maybe, but that is not
No,
proving
no, it's
anything.
not. It's not. It's not. It's not that. There's some biological markers. What I'm trying to say is, I'm just asking you this
My friend,
question.
I
I'm
can
not
tell you,
asking
I
you,
can tell you,
is it compatible? Yes or no?
I can tell you, I don't care about science. The Bible is against science. The Bible is against science. When Jesus he walked in water, that is not science. When Jesus controlled the nature, that is not science. When
Well,
Jesus he
I'm not
made the
saying.
blind see, my friend, hold on. Science have nothing to do with God. Science is for us to learn about what we live around, the atmosphere around us, to learn about it, and we learn nothing. So we learn how to build a building, but still we cannot make cement without cement, which means without the material. We cannot make gold without gold. We cannot make uranium without the material. We have to have it. Can we make it? If you can create something from nothing, then I can say you become God. If you can bring something into existence without using anything, without using any material, then I can say you are God. So I believe on the one who can bring things into existence. You believe that matter developed, but you cannot explain where the matter coming from. You cannot
Yeah,
prove it.
that's not, nobody really knows. That's why we have religions
No,
that
you see,
support
we
that
don't have
or
religion
gives
to
us
explain
purpose.
that. No,
We don't even know how
we
our
don't have
conscience works.
religion. We don't have religion to explain that. Religion is just a human being seeking solution. For us as a
Yeah.
Christian, we are not religion. We believe that our God is a true God, and we don't have a religion. We have God, not religion. Religion is just a bunch of ideas, a group of people they join together and they say, let us believe in this. So we can make a status, we kiss the status, we go around the statue. This is a religion. Christianity is not. Christianity is a living faith and a living God who proves himself to us every day. You know, in case you do not know, we as a Christian, we witness to tons of miracles. When you hear people are talking about miracles, you might not believe, but it's true. Christ is a living person. He is exist. He is with us. He never left us alone. He did not leave us for a bunch of so-called scientists to fool with us and play with us and tell us Big Bang. They prove nothing. They are just wasting money. Nothing else. It's just money. It's a business. So now if you want to go to school, if you say I don't believe in the Big Bang, they will not even accept you. If you want to do PhD in astronomy, they will not even let you get in. And this is the same for what you just said. If you don't believe, which means the liberals, the atheists, they control schools. You have to say yes, at least just to get in. And then after you finish, you can say, I don't believe. And this is what some Christians are doing, sadly. They go in a school, they say, we agree with you just to pass. But then after they pass, we see those scientists, they go, there's hundreds of thousands of scientists saying that what they say is wrong. And they are Christians. Christians. Why scientist will be a Christian? He have knowledge I don't have. He spent his life studying. I'm not specialist in any of those topics. Still he is a believer. So if you can make all scientists become atheists, then I will say, why? How come? Not even one of them he found something against what he is seeing. But when you see a lot of scientists that are Christians, then I have to say there's something not right then. They are scientists and the atheists are scientists. One is rejecting, one is accepting. But both they went to the same school. And the Christians, you go right now on YouTube, you will find many Christians who they are big name scientists, proving that those who speak, as you said, are wrong. So for me,
Well, I mean,
I don't waste my
just
time. I don't waste my time, my friend. I'm here to tell you about Jesus, not about science. And I say to you,
yes. So you don't, basically you don't know that whether Christianity is compatible with evolution or not. Is that
I
what you're
just say
saying?
to you, we refuse what you're saying. What's wrong with you?
Okay, so according to you, it's incorrect. But I'm asking Christianity, the
No,
theology,
no.
does it go against?
Christianity says that God, He made Adam from mud. That's it. There's no other options. So don't tell me compatible or not compatible. This is what the Bible says. We believe in it. It's not, we are not hypocrite who we can bend our scriptures to make it fit with so-called science. We are believers and we will die for our faith. If the Bible says so, I stand with my belief, not with Mr. Professor Potato. He will die and he will become dust. And then he will remember that God created him from dust, and from dust to dust you will go.
So you think Bible was actual word of God?
Absolutely. Absolutely. When we say the Bible, I want to remind you too, like when we say the Bible, we don't want to be the same as the Muslims. Like the Muslims, they say the Quran, every word in the Quran is the word of God. But then you see the ant is talking. But still is the word of Allah. Why? Because Allah is reporting the story. In the Bible, no. So in the Bible we have men and women, bad and good, stories about people who did good, people who did bad. So when God he say, this is God's words. When David said, this is David's words. When an evil man do, this is his done. So the Bible, my friend, is a book of God and history between man and God. So when God speak, we say this is God word. So generally speaking, we say the Bible, all of it is word of God. But in the Bible, Satan talk. Satan said, okay, can I say Satan is word of God? So we have to be smart. So when we say God word, we mean that we knew about God from this book. When God he spoke to Moses, God said. When Moses speaks, this is Moses speaking. In general, we call the book the word of God. So when God is speaking, it is God word. So if I was exist in the time of Moses, and I enter upon Musa, I say something to Moses, and then they wrote, this guy, his name is a Christian prince, he came, he said this to Moses. Is that the word of God? No. This is what happened between me and Moses. But when God he speak to Moses, that is God's word. So the Bible is a book of books. We have book, it's called Kings. So what does that mean? History about kings. You heard of it?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Bible is a massive size book. It's not a book only, it's a massive book. In fact, the index of our book is maybe 20 times bigger than the Quran.
So you're saying Bible is basically a book of like history book and
the history
what
of
man.
people, the history of us, human and God. And the same time, what God said to us to do, what we reject to do, which means we disobey, and what sin we did, and how we can go back to Him. So let us say the Bible is the book of manual to go back to God by learning what happened to our ancestors, how they commit sin, how they did wrong, and how we can fight against our sin and go back to Him.
Okay, well, I will read Bible with a more open mind, with consideration that it's not a book of God, but a book written by man about God. And the conversation, like you said. All right. Well, nice talking to you. It's pretty late, so I'll go sleep.
Well, I'm happy for you that you decided to leave Islam, my friend. Sleep well, and I will be happy to help you anytime. You're a nice person.
Oh, okay. See ya.
Not like me.
Well, yeah. I think you're a lawyer or something.
I'm a lawyer. How do you know? No, I'm not a lawyer. I have degrees in law, yes, but I'm not working as a lawyer. I will never work as a lawyer, because to work as a lawyer, you have to lie, and I will never do that, because simply when somebody hire you, even if he's a rapist, you have to defend him. I will never do that. I will never.
Yeah. You can be a good lawyer. All right. See ya.
Take care. Yeah, this is one of the reasons, major reasons for me not to work as a lawyer, because simply I found that lawyer is somebody, is like a taxi driver. I'm not putting down taxi driver, no, but taxi driver, he's doing a good job. He take you from place to place, right? You don't question him where you're going. You have no right to question him. You just, he said to you, I want to go there. You take him, even if it's a casino. In the case of a lawyer, it's way more ugly. The driver is doing a good job. He's not guilty of anything. A lawyer, he will be guilty. A person who's rapist, he will tell you, oh, like, I will pay you as much as you can. Get me out of it. Now, your job, according to the law, not to mention what he said to you. You have to hide it. Even if he said to you, I raped this woman, I killed this guy. And now your job is to find a solution using the law to find a hole to let him go through. The picture of the horse have 3 legs. No, my friend, the other leg is going in the cloud. All right. Yeah, work as a lawyer will make you a lot of money. I can make a lot of money for sure, and trust me, I have the skills to work as a lawyer for easy. I don't think I will ever lose a case, so I can make really good money easy. But I believe I did not study law really to work as a lawyer. I like because when you study law, especially in the Middle East, you learn about 3 religions: Christianity, Hinduism, Judaism, and Islam. and you study law. Not like in America. In America, the story is different. So you have to study and you know everything. And because religion is connected to everything in the society in the Middle East, you will find yourself studying buildings, engineering, accounting, and many things, because all is connected to the law. Not like in America. In America, the guy, his specialty is divorce law. The other guy is tax law. In the Middle East, when you study, you will see how massive the size of the book you will study. Somebody saying to me, are you Roman Catholic? Are you stupid, my friend? Is that a question? I just said I believe in Jesus. He's my savior. What Roman Catholic mean? Why people are silly and stupid? It's a shame on anyone to forget that we are Christians and we have only the name of Christ. Nothing called Roman Catholic exists, or Protestant, or Orthodox. Those who go after those names, they do not know Jesus yet. If you know Jesus, you will say, I'm a Christian. But sadly, people do not know Jesus. So they gave themselves names, and they forgot about the most important name. The Bible calls us one name, it's called a Christian. Never use any other name. Shameful people. Very shameful. This is what they are busy about. We are fighting the devil, Muhammad, and they are busy about Roman Catholic, Protestant, Orthodox. Stupidity is amazing. And the enemy, the devil, is happy. Look at those Christians. Look. Yeah. Yeah. Roman Catholic. This is what will save me, be a Roman Catholic or a Protestant or Orthodox? Lord have mercy on people. CP destroying Islam with AI? No, my friend. This is a true story. I took it with my camera. Prophet Muhammad was flying in the top of my house. I did not tell you. I live in the top of a mountain. And the mountain is higher than all mountains in the world. This is why it's called Montana. Oops. All right. Guys, supposedly I'm not going to stay long because those internet companies are charging me for extra gigabyte. So I will be screwed at the end of the month. All right. So I better go home before I don't know how many gigabyte I did spend today. But it wasn't for nothing. We made the Muslim leave Islam. This guy, he called me, I don't know how many times. 50 times, 60 times, 70 times, I forgot. Today he decided to leave Islam. I'm so happy. I was not able to convince him yet about believing in the Lord, but I believe that the Lord, you know, he can work through him. For sure he can. But all what will happen, our friend, he have to welcome him to his life. Me, I'm just poor guy who's trying to explain to him with my limited ability and limited intelligence. But I advise this gentleman, if you're really looking for the truth, don't be like a slave of so-called science. I am educated. I have degrees. I've been in school. I'm not stupid. Science never convinced me. Never convinced me anything. I can be amazed about how they can build a high building. I can be amazed how the rocket go to the moon. It's amazing. We cannot deny that science can study physics and the law of physics and gravity and making machines, amazing machines. Like look at this AI, but still cannot convince me, because all what I know that this science is about, I developed with my knowledge, not my body now. My knowledge is increasing, and I'm using the knowledge which I increase for my benefit, but did not make me God. And I die, and I get sick, and I get old, and I if I see little virus, I will crump in 2 seconds. So human being is still so weak and will never be strong. So those who worship science, always they will find themselves unscientifically accurate, because science cannot create you. You can create AI, you can make a machine, but you cannot create you. If you can create you, then I can believe you. But that is impossible. And don't tell me I'm going to use your DNA. That is not creating me. You are using my DNA. That is not a recreation. It's not even close to be called recreation. So the creator who said let be light, and light came to existence, he created the most powerful, the most see colors, like we are enjoying this pictures on the screen because of light. And light bring electricity, and light bring vision, and light bring memory, and light bring pain, and light bring ability to show us the difference between darkness and light. So our God is our light. Not only he said let be light, and light was, he is the light of the world. This is what Jesus says, I am the light of the world. I am the way, I am the resurrection, I am the truth. So you can study science, you will spend your life studying, you will have a gray hair, still you learn nothing. And the more you learn, the more you will find yourself confused, because science, I am telling you, not even in 1 trillion years from now, if this earth exists, you will discover anything can be considered to be science. We are just little tiny dust in a massive space. No one knows save God where it is, how it end, where it end. So for me, I'm a believer, and my strength is in my belief, not in my science, not in my degrees, even though the Bible says command us to read the books. The Bible do not want us to be a bunch of fools, ignorant. The Bible commands you to learn, to educate yourself. So I'm not saying to you don't go to school, don't be an engineer, don't be a doctor. No. As you see myself, I spent many years of my life studying, earning degrees, because knowledge can help you. But the most knowledge is important for you is to know where is your salvation, to know what will make you a better person, not just to know how to build a house. Because what the benefit of building a house, and I destroyed myself, as you see in many of European countries. They have massive buildings. You walk in the street, you see zombies. Kids are sleeping in the street from drugs. They build buildings. They build massive skyrockets. They reach beyond the earth. They have phones, they can communicate everywhere, but they cannot communicate within each other. Human being is dying lonely. Nobody visit anybody. People, they have dogs and cats more than a human, because the son is not saying hello to his mama. So we lost our humanity because we stayed away from God. So to make it simple for me, Christ is the only one can bring us back to humanity, to be humane again. When we are away from Christ, we are a bunch of animals. What make us organized, or let's say organized, I don't know if I'm saying the word right, is food, sex. It's like dogs. You give him, he sniff the meat, his tail will start moving, he's happy. This is what you will be when you are away from God, you are just a dog. The motive you have is only your belly and your stomach and your penis or your vagina. It's not love. You lost your humanity. So in order to save our community, it doesn't matter what country you are, even your family, you have to go back to your humanity. If you are married, love your wife. Be nice to her. Speak gentleman. Be a man. Being a man is not a man who beat his wife. Being a man is someone who treat his wife like a princess, and the wife she treat him like a king, so you can have your kingdom. As God told you, men, love your women. Go back to your humanity. Stop focusing on the machines. The machine should be serving you, the same as Sabbath was made for the man, not the man was made for Sabbath, as the Lord said. Sadly, today we are made for the dollar. Not the dollar is made for us. We spend our life like dogs running after the dollar. And when we have it, it's time to go to the grave. And you will not take it with you. I hope I did not hurt the feeling of anyone. And if I hurt the feeling of many, that was my pleasure. Thank you all for being here. May the Lord bless you. And until we see you soon again, God is good. So is Jesus. Pray for the gentleman who left Islam. Pray he will find the truth, and the truth will set him free. In his name we pray. See ya. Amen.